emergency desilting. 3 is that they should break all the projects that are on waterways and so on. In the last 1 year, have you ever seen anywhere that you've seen even these military people over there doing any work anywhere in the last 1 year? So indeed, that committee only went and sat and did not do anything. And that's where we are today. Because if they had used the 38th military regiment, at least some areas they will be able to really break through and have the waters have their way to really get their way to mitigate the problem. The problem. You see, when Honorable Muntaka said in California it floods, the question you ask yourself is that when it floods in California, how many minutes does it take for the water to recede? That's more important than here in Ghana. In Ghana, we are talking about silt. In California, it is the torrential rain that comes and it will overflow. But here, it is silt that the government is supposed to do it. And the finance minister is not releasing the monies for the works and housing minister to do the work. And this has been corroborated by the project coordinators. So it is the inaction of the government in the last 1 year that made us experience this. Because if they were able to really do the desilting, when they have all excavators, President Akufo-Addo before leaving bought excavators for almost all the assemblies. They have excavators. In Accra, all the 34 assemblies have 34 excavators. They have tipper trucks. And they are still saying that it is silt.
Which excavators are you talking?
The drip.
No, the drip do not come with excavators. I'm sorry.
It came with excavators.
I mean, the drips...
It came with excavators. It came with excavators.
No excavators.
It came with excavators.
No.
You can cross-check. It came with excavators.
I'm saying to you that in my constituency, the drip machines we had do not include excavators.
So which what does the drip machine do?
Which one do you have?
No, we had tipper truck, I think backhoe, and one roller, and that's all we had. But it does not include excavator in our constituency, no. You can cross-check. So excavator, I don't know when excavators were added to the machines. I don't know. You know, but you see, MFA.
Yeah.
Again, it is...
You give me a minute. Let me go on... while you're checking something,
yes,
right?
Yes,
I'm just going to go on Zoom. Just give me a minute, Honorable. Do I have Dr. Sasanti still? Did I lose Dr. Sasanti? Okay. Let me go to Dr. John Osei-Kwapon. I don't have him as well. Okay, back in studio, Honorable.
See, when you listen to government who've been on power for 8 years and was not able to say that I started one drain, construction of one drain, and finished it, but can only say that we started Garrick projects and we never finished any of them, ordinary drain, and would want to come and shout and say all kind of thing, that one government came to power within 15 months, should have stopped flooding in Accra, then it's worrying. I have said that I was part of Works and Housing, committee at the time. The monies that were sunk into these Garrick projects were so huge that if Akufo-Addo and his government meant well and wanted to do something to try and mitigate the effect we're seeing today by constructing drains, they would have at least complete one. Then you leave all that and you are blaming government that's come to power within 15 months and say because we've not desilted, and that is why, I mean, please. This is an issue that I believe your own flag bearer says is a national issue. Let's look at it in a national,
but in the last 1 year, 6 months, you cannot even mention a single project that you have even started.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen.
In the 8 years of the NDC, when you were in government, what did you do? Which drains did you do in Accra? That's very important. You had 8 years. between 2009 and 2016. Which drains did you do in Accra? Which substantial one did you do?
Awal. You don't want me to go back?
Do it. Tell us, because you are telling us that in the last 8 years we couldn't finish any of them.
You don't ask the questions. I allow it to pass. But Honorable attempt to answer the question, because you mentioned they have not done anything. He attempted to give us at least 2. We're trying to answer the question of the rhetoric or the... No, it's not a question. We're trying to discuss... We're trying to convince the people of Ghana that it's not rhetorics. It's not government just playing with our minds any day. Do you understand? It's the reason why I'm allowing both of you to question each other.
When you see what happened June 3rd, and you see the intervention that we put in place at least to try and rebuild Circle, within 4 years that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was in power. We left power 2016. Now you came into office.
What did you do?
You came into office.
Can't demand the answer. You have put the question on the table.
You came into office for 8 years. We are talking about this Garrick project that has swallowed $350 million. But you could not show one drain.
The Circle interchange, it came with drainage, did it not? Or
but they didn't do it.
It doesn't have a drainage.
No, it doesn't have.
It doesn't have a drainage.
No.
It doesn't have a drainage.
No, it doesn't.
Who says so?
But where did you do the drainage?
Listen, do you remember that?
It didn't happen.
Oh, God. He's talking about the Sultan. We saw the NPP government sunk more than $48 million into so-called Odo dredging. What did we see? This is the same Odo that Ibrahim Muhammad desilted free of charge. But we saw MPP sunk more than $48 million into desilting Odo. What did we see? We saw the MPP
banks throughout the process.
Can I see?
These are 2 issues.
Listen,
it is an issue of was the money too much for dredging and the fact that it is service purpose.
It was too much and didn't do even anything. Listen, we saw another $350 million to build dredges, drains. That they couldn't say they've completed one.
Okay, give me a minute.
And then you are saying that 8 years, you were able to do anything you are mentioning with all this huge money.
Because of 48 million that Honorable is quoting,
let's not be thinking about, playing.
Are we suggesting that because it hasn't overflown in banks,
please,
we've done something? But was that sustainable? How much? 48 million?
$48 million to desilt Odo. What did we see?
And usually in a year, how many times should we
plus $350 million to build drains?
Honorable.
8 years, you couldn't complete one. But you are sitting here shouting.
Don't forget that cycle, you did it without drains.
Okay. So, Emefa,
yes,
they spent 8 years. And the biggest disaster that ever happened in the history of this country was under them in 2015. He could not. Amefa, don't do this.
But you call it a disaster.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I mean,
don't do this. I'm saying that.
Yes.
I'm saying that. They've been in power for 8 years.
Yes.
For that 8 years, the biggest disaster we have seen in terms of flooding is under them, where over 100 people died. He could not mention a single project that they started. He didn't even mention a single project that they started.
But I just told you that.
You didn't start a single project, if you have tell us.
So I just told you that.
Which of the project did you start in 8 years?
Situation. You see, within 4 years.
We have started something, and you are telling us that we did nothing. Meanwhile, you have done nothing.
But you said I should mention. I'm mentioning you.
Which one did you do?
So listen.
Okay.
I am saying to you that within the 4 years that we've been in government.
Yes.
At least when we saw that Circle issue, we had rebuilt Circle.
What did you build there?
You've been here 8 years.
What did you build in Circle?
And built nothing. And you are here shouting.
The Odo was constructed by President Akufo-Addo.
And you are here shouting.
And you came and you did not complete anything there. You didn't add anything there.
So the Garrick money you got, mention one project you started and finished.
I mentioned phase 1. I mentioned phase 1 of Kaneshi. I said
no, you didn't finish that project.
But I said we started and finished phase 1.
You didn't finish that project, you know.
The phase 2 is Akufo-Addo who is not releasing the money. Phase 2 is Akufo-Addo who is not releasing the money.
You $350 million. And you want me to say
this is someone who did nothing in the last 1 year, 6 months, not even the Sultan.
You see?
In the last 1 year,
8 years,
not
all
even
you
the Silton
did was to take $350 million and finished it with nothing. You are shouting on 1 year.
The good thing is that
you are shouting on 1 year.
The good thing is that the 350 million was not really disbursed and
to
implemented by government. There is a project coordinator from Bank of Ghana.
What did you do?
That is the reason up
people
to now.
Were paid.
Nobody,
they did not even know the site they were supposed to work. People were paid. They did not even know the site they were supposed to work.
This is false.
We went to Achimota to see a place where over $10 million were paid, and the site was
in Achimota has stalled, and that is the reason.
Why did it stop when you had the money? You couldn't use it.
You didn't
8
pay.
years, and you sit here and be shouting. 1 year in government, you are shouting, why didn't we stop
1 year, 6 months, you couldn't even do the Silton. The Silton, you couldn't do it in 1 year, 6 months. We have over 40 projects.
Which 40 projects that did you do and complete one? You are here talking about phase 1, phase 2, with $350 million in your hands. And you are shouting, use $48 million to go and desilt gutter. That Ibrahim Muhammad desilted free of charge. $48 million.
How many months did he
And you are here shouting.
How many months did he desilt?
Jesus.
He did the desilting for only 1 month. And he used our equipment to do it. He used local government equipment to do that. And he did it within 1 month and left it.
And took how much money for it? When you use $48 million to desilt the same thing.
But that is
and then
the way that is supposed to be done. Which money did he use? Which money did he use?
He used our water in the equipment that he used.
We bought it. It is the state that bought the equipment. It is the state that bought the fuel. Everything.
What do you mean?
I know.
What do you mean?
This is something I know. I can just read the story for you to hear. That indeed it is the state that provided everything.
You people are not ashamed of yourselves. You use money. $350 million. You couldn't build one gutter. You are here shouting that the government has come to power 1 year and you are shouting we didn't stop flood.
There's no single person who is standing trial for what he's saying.
Show me one monumental project to mitigate this particular issue in 8 years. You don't have. You are here shouting.
You sat for 8 years without doing anything. Over 100 people died.
Ghanaians know what you have done with our money.
I have a question.
I'm not supposed to be shouting. Ghanaians know what you've done with our money.
You don't have anything to say. That's the reason you are shouting.
I have a question now.
1 year, 8 years. You couldn't use $350 million to complete one gutter. But you are shouting 1 year. Why did you stop like
the $350 million is
but do you see what both of you are doing?
The $350 million is not for a gutter.
What both of you are doing?
It can be so pedestrian. It is not for gutter, for God's sake. The Silton.
You do
flood mitigation
and so on. But that somebody desilted free. You are not ashamed of that.
So he should go and desilt for free.
Somebody, you use 400.
Is he not in this country again?
$48 million. Do you know how much that money
is he not in this country again?
Do you know how much that money
is Ibrahim not in this country again? Last year, you spent $127 million. Last year alone. That was the disbursement. What did they do it? What did they use it for?
You're just quoting an amount.
That is the amount of money that was disbursed by World Bank.
So that's
what you are desilting.
Yes.
What did you
do with it?
You were shouting.
What did you do with it? Where did you do it?
You were shouting.
Where did you do it?
Now you turn around and say we use some money for desilting.
I didn't say that. I said there are disbursements. Where is the money? I mentioned the disbursement. Where is the money?
Argue with you.
So wait, the two of you. I want to ask a very straightforward question. Honorable, who is to blame?
All of us. All of us. The all of us means that politicians must be blamed. The entire country, we must change our attitude also. When you sweep your house and you go and dump the fields, the debris in gutters, what it means is that you are choking the gutter. I feel that we should bring back what we call town council to check people's behavior in terms of how we control our rubbish when we sweep our houses and how we dump it in gutters. That is an attitude that must change. Number two, you see, I said successive government did something. You can praise. Let us all try and do something anytime we come to power to mitigate the situation. That's the only way we can go forward. But when you have too much and you waste it, you cannot come and sit here and shout that 1 year somebody didn't do something when you had 8 years and sank more than $350 million and did nothing with it. I am saying that successive government must continue to do things that will mitigate the situation until we get to where we are supposed to get to.
Well, who's to blame? Who would you blame?
I think largely is their government that did nothing in 8 years of their administration, because he mentioned Kufuor and said Kufuor did Alajo. He mentioned Kufuor and said Kufuor did at least Addo. Then now he agrees that indeed we have started over 40 projects, finished phase 1 of that first light project.
Did nothing. I thought he gave an account of Anata Mills as well.
Which did he tell you?
No, but he gave an account of Anata Mills.
Where?
But what are we doing?
Where?
Are we doing
you said you heard him say Atta Mills. Where?
No,
where
but my challenge is, are we giving scorecards?
Not that. But when you say who is to be blamed,
yeah.
I'm saying that they are part largely to be blamed. Largely to be blamed.
So there's a certain.
Cannot keep quiet.
So there's a certain level of blame, but the big one
because
is
you see, you spent 8 years without doing anything.
Okay.
Our 8 years, at least you could see that we started some projects.
Is
it about of money?
That is earmarked for
the 350 million did not really count everything
that we spent
in the 8 years.
In the 8 years,
it is even not true that we had 350 million.
One
city, you see, because he has nothing to say, he will interject me while speaking.
But
because he has nothing to say, he will interject me.
Up with
350 in the last 1 year, 6 months.
After that, you used $48 million, claiming you were desilting. In the 8 years you are talking about in our administration,
you did nothing.
One
people died.
Over
100 people died.
That was allocated for flood control in this country. In your 8 years, at least we have at least $350 million that you.
It is government that is supposed to allocate the money.
We rebuilt Circle.
You didn't build anything there.
You didn't see anything, sir.
You only did. You only did an interchange.
You
only did an interchange. You did not really do anything.
When you
will you allow me to speak?
So
who will allow me to speak? Who will allow you to speak?
Will you allow me to speak,
please?
So
the issue is that we have an issue as
who is to blame? Honorable says that all of us, politicians, governments, everybody.
We can take
you
a
say
bit
that
of
at
the
least
blame,
you can take
but
a bit about how much of it?
About 20-30%.
20-30%.
Yes, because 70%
what did you do to deal with the flood issue?
Because if someone who
you had so much money
within their time, 100 and something people died.
$48 million to desilt one gutter. That's what you did.
Now,
your record is that after $350 million, you couldn't complete one drain. You are here talking about
stop misinforming the public because we did not receive 350 million.
You used $48 million to desilt one gutter. Okay. What did you do with those money?
So MFA, in the 8 years that
I think I blame myself small. You know why I blame myself small?
Is it now?
You know why I blame myself small?
You will say that.
I want to.
You will not say that. You will not say that.
I blame myself small.
No, you will not say that. I will not allow you to say that.
You know what?
I will not allow you.
Why do you know what I wanted to say?
I will not allow you.
It is just like in a biblical story.
Let me tell you what I want to say.
It is just like in a biblical story of King Solomon.
Yes.
When one says, well, this is my child which is dead, this is not my child, let's just share the blame. I will never share any blame with you because 8 years you didn't do anything.
I see.
We have come, and in the 8 years that we said you have used 48 million, have you ever heard even one day that the Addo has overflown its banks? No, because of the work that we use that money for. Today, 1 year, 6 months, it has overflown its bank to the extent that the entire Alajo has been completely taken over by floods. And you are now telling me that we did nothing. You said we used 48.
We've never seen flood, right?
No, we never saw Addo overflowing its banks because we used that money to desilt it. So if indeed we use 48 million to desilt it, and today, 1 year, 6 months.
What is preventing them from also using 48 million
to do it? To desilt. So that
we are not that gullible to use $200 million to desilt.
Look at people that died. 12 people died.
We won't do that.
12 people died. One life.
I am telling you that a gentleman in this country.
I'm saying that one life.
It's okay. It's not a shouting competition.
Why would he be making this
noise? It's okay.
I blame ourselves because
stop the shouts and let's communicate.
We are doing it well, therefore we are not rushing through. Otherwise, people must be in jail for using $48 million to desilt a gutter.
It's okay.
Now,
I allow the shouting. Now let's have a conversation.
Okay, so
let's have a conversation.
I'm saying
Awal is objecting to the idea that if you think that the cost of how much we kept the flooding at a minimal base, why don't you attempt our style? Because there are 12 people that have died.
You see,
and how much is the cost of one life?
$1 billion is even not worth one life.
Don't worry, I said
billion.
it already.
It's not. So 12 people have died. We use 48 million to do it.
We can't find 7 people. Over 38,000 displaced.
It's very unfortunate, and nobody's applauding what happened. But I'm saying that it will be uncalled for any government in our situation not thinking about how do I use $48 million to build drains and to do some very good restructuring, but to say that I have used $48 million to collect debris from gutter. That would be very untenable. And that expenditure...
But how do you quantify that 48 million is...
You said we shouldn't do a shouting.
But I was the one talking when you even introduced it.
Can I finish?
No.
It will be very untenable for a government that is resetting this country to commit $48 million into clearing one gutter.
Is it that gutter?
That's not what he's saying. That's not what we're saying. No.
I am telling you how much money was used on Addo.
That's fine.
To drill it.
And I'm saying that.
And I'm saying that.
We're saying that the money you say that is untenable is a bit too much because it's unsustainable. And of course, I'm not an engineer, but I think that's unsustainable to have that amount of money for the silting, dredging, or anything. But where we are, we're saying that what will you choose? Using how much the NDC government says the MPP government sunk.
Yes.
And not doing it at all.
You see,
and having people die. Which one would you choose?
You see.
Okay.
Listen, if what they used the money for had yielded a positive result,
won't have this.
Then we wouldn't have this problem.
Okay, it's a good place to pause.
So no.
It's a good place to pause.
If you don't mind, I mind. Have a little explanation.
Mind. It's not a coffee break.
Anyway.
Please. Awal, did you hear him? He says that if that 48 was used meaningfully, we won't have these 12 people which you are attempting to put a value on.
Okay. So when you look at the Garrick project, they earmarked $92 million for dredging alone.
Dredging alone?
Yes.
92.
This is World Bank. This is World Bank.
But it's not your money. It's World Bank.
World Bank. They are telling you that.
So what did they use the money for when the World Bank brought the money?
But you said we use 48 million to do dredging.
If you remove it from the 92, you have how much?
You understand what I'm saying?
Where is the rest?
It's there. It's there. It's still there because we have not received everything. We started receiving it
MPP,
in
never again.
Now,
never again.
Emefa,
yes.
Akufo-Addo, you remember COVID-19?
I do.
He said we will destroy the economy and save lives. And that is what, if we are to use a billion, even if we are to use a billion,
please allow me.
If we are to use a billion,
he wasn't doing
if we are to use $1 billion to dredge for people to live, Akufo-Addo government will do it. MPP government will do that. We will not prioritize money over the lives of people. The 12 people that died, you don't know what they will come and do in this country. So that is the difference between NDC and MPP. NDC says that they cannot use 48 million to do dredging. So now, although has overflown its banks, people have died. We have used 48 million to dredge. And in our entire 8 years, it never overflew its banks. So which one do Ghanaians want?
Okay.
That's very important. And again, you see, when you say 48 million,
let's ask questions. Yeah?
I thought I had one point.
No, let him land.
He had already landed.
I interjected him.
He had already landed.
No, he's not landed.
He had landed.
If you tell us that a 48 million was so huge, it depends on the eye you're looking at it. When you're using propaganda, when you're doing propaganda, that is when you talk about that. Because if the World Bank that came and said, this is what we want to do, and when we look at the thing with our own project coordinator, we feel that we need $92 million to do dredging, and that will help us. If you have said that we have used 48 million to do dredging, that's not a problem. We had done that. And now people didn't die as a result of that. And that is the most important thing to us. And even tomorrow, if Dr. Bawumia becomes president, if there is the need for us to spend $1 billion to do dredging of Accra for people to live, we will do that. And that is the commitment by the MPP. We believe that the lives of the people are better than any amount of money that you will spend on dredging or working on flats so that it will. Now, the last point. In the last
No,
1
we
year,
have
6
time.
months. I'm saying that the last point on this.
Okay.
In the last 1 year, 6 months, I have not seen anyone who had worked with these flood areas and so on who is standing trial. If really someone has done something wrong. And again, don't forget that this is a World Bank project. And the World Bank has their project coordinator. As I speak, there is no single politician who has been indicted, not even called by this administration to even speak to this, to say that indeed we have squandered any money. But you see, the problem with the Honorable MP is that he will not read the documents from his own government. He will only come and be doing propaganda from what he hears from his own people on social media.
I don't think he should purport to know how he gathers his information.
Because you see,
I think he should just stick to where he finds yours.
In the initial stages of the conversation, he told you that we did nothing. He couldn't even spot anything. Now his finance minister says that in 2020 we did something. In 2023 we did something. And the second phase, third phase, which is 2024, they will continue. And it is 40% complete. The project coordinator is saying that the reason the project did not complete after we were able to get it to 40% is as a result of non-disbursement by the finance minister. This is captured by a story written by My Joy Online. And they are saying that we were supposed to get 40 million for this project, so that at least this one, if they had used that 40 million, at least wouldn't be where we are today.
Okay.
He only allocated 17.9 million.
Okay.
And they don't even know where the money is.
They don't know where it is.
But he will have to tell us because he's in government. We don't know where the money is.
Okay. Honorable, just a few seconds. I need to cross over to my colleague Fatal Bayaga at Kappai. So would you like that I go and come back?
So I get enough time?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go and come back.
Yeah?
So
That's a good bargain, right? That's a good bargain. Okay, stay with me. Let's go to Capras. Well, unfortunately, he's not ready, so I've got to give you the time.
Listen.
So the question now is... Hang on, Honorable.
Yes.
My friends and family watching me this morning, question is, which one would you rather have? A government who doesn't mind how much they will spend for you to stay alive, and a government who rather thinks that they would have sustainable measures? Essentially, that's what these two people are asking us. Really?
I don't think that should be the question.
Sustainable measures to help you stay alive.
You mentioned that
and very expensive way to keep you alive.
Absolutely.
That's the question I'm asking.
That should be the question.
Yeah.
So listen.
But we'll get the answers. My colleague is ready now.
Okay, so
let's go to Kapais. Fatal Bayaga, my colleague, is reporting live from Kapais, and that's close to Alajo. Yesterday he was at Alajo, brought us update from Alajo. Fatal, what's happening in Kapais?
There is still trail of destruction across this particular area. Many shops, many families have been affected heavily by the huge floods that inundated this area on Monday. And here, some of them are still trying to remove their vehicles from the Odona drain here. So this morning they came, I'm told that they were here around 7 a.m., but they are still unable to remove this vehicle. Stuck in the flood waters at the moment. The owner said it was just a minor fault that made him to bring the vehicle to a mechanic shop here. But following Monday's rain or flood, the vehicle was washed into the drain, and this is going to cost him so much money. He's left at the moment. We would have engaged him just to appreciate this particular situation. But let me talk to family members here who have been affected by the flooding situation. A lot of them, in fact, some of them tell me that at the moment they are struggling to get food to eat. Their, belongings have all been destroyed at the moment, and this is a major concern for them. So we'll just engage them briefly, just to appreciate this particular situation. So you look at these vehicles here, and many other property here, were affected by the flooding situation. Some of the family members or the people here told me that they had to go into the drain, to pick some of their belongings from the flood waters. Let me engage this man here who was affected by the flood. In fact, he said he's unable to, he struggles to get food. He just has to, he had to buy food here. All his equipment have been washed away at the moment. Thank you very much. You are live on Joy News. Talk to me about this particular destruction and how it's affecting you.
Okay, so I'll just start with, how do you say it? Monday early morning, 6 o'clock, that was when the water ended, and there was nothing to take. All our machines, everything that how do you say it? Our food, the food I prepared on Sunday evening, destroyed by the flood. My rice, everything. The food that is important. The child says that a good can't go and buy some. You see, as you can see, all our wardrobes, our beds, everything on the boiler over there. So it's like the brain is not resetting at all due to the flood, and then what we are going through right now. So it's like no one is stable. Everyone is going up and down.
So it's been like 2 days now. How do you get food to eat every day?
Okay, so you say this rice vendor who comes early in the morning, then we buy some from her. Then all of us will put our hands inside, or we will send someone to the market to go and buy food. Then we all cook some and eat. But for now, we don't have any food stored in the house anymore.
But is this sustainable? How long would you keep buying food?
For that, I can't go to anyone to come and say buy food for me. I have to vent. You have to vent for ourselves, because I can't come to you. That chairman, I will give me 10 cents, make I go buy food. I'm not going to do that. You understand? So at least we contribute small. As at yesterday, my brother bought 5 cedi, we all brought 5 cedi, and we went to buy rice and then corn dough and then cassava. This, and then we came to cook in the afternoon and then in the evening before we were able to do something. So.
And you've not seen anyone here trying to help you?
Oh, since Monday morning till now, not even the MP of Okakwe South. I didn't see him over here. Even the assemblyman self, I'll say Walampo, not in town. It's not around. So for that, no authority or any big person around. Just here by ourselves, catering for each other. So.
This man here was injured in the flood waters, so his knee at the moment, you can see a bruise there. He said he fell during the flood waters. Talk to me about the experience with this flooding situation here.
This situation, we don't really know what to say. You can't actually say anything because, you know, the water, when it's coming, it comes very fast. So you have little time to do any maneuvering or whatever. So I was just trying to get at least some dry clothes out. So on my way taking it to one of the high-rise buildings here, I stumbled, and then that was how I got this one. But at the moment, it's been really difficult. You know, the little we have on our momos, I think we have exhausted that option. So very soon we'll have to start calling on people for help, because buying food is not sustainable at the moment, because we've been buying since Monday.
So you
sustainable.
You take us inside just to appreciate the whole thing here. As you can see, all their room equipment, all the things, their belongings are outside at the moment, because they tell me that the flood waters got into their rooms, and the only option that they can do right now is to bring these things outside to try and dry them at the moment. So you see mattresses, all of them are packed outside at the moment. You can also see some on top of vehicles here at Car Price. So let me get this from you. Now, where do you sleep? Because your mattresses are outside. Where do you sleep?
Okay, so now you see these story buildings. They are also family members. Okay. So on the verandas, in their porches, in their halls, they've given us spaces, so we just lay some the dry sheets we were able to get, we just lay it on the floor, and then 2-3 people can manage. That's what we've been doing for now. And then since Monday we've been working in the room, so some of the places too we've been able to clean. So at least a little bit of dry space in the room where you can just spread something. But most of those things are wet. So I think blankets, if somebody can help us with blankets, at least for the moment.
So you need blankets at the moment?
Yes, probably maybe students' mattress, a few of them, and a blanket. That would
I'm sure you battle mosquitoes too as well.
Oh yes. As for mosquitoes, but sometimes you just light some coils, and then we take it from there. And you know, if you want to on your fans and all those things, the sockets are burning. Even this morning, we nearly recorded some fire here because one of the fan regulators started burning. So we had to put off the main switch.
Okay, so let's get inside to appreciate this particular situation. So MFI, you see their room items packed outside. Cooking utensils, they say they are unable to cook again because all of these utensils were washed away, and that is why now they depend on food vendors just to survive. But they say that isn't sustainable because in the next few days they would run out of money. So you see their properties, all of them are packed outside, and in fact inside the house itself it looks very, very terrible at the moment. You see almost everything is packed outside at the moment. This woman here tells me someone gave her the clothing that she's wearing at the moment. Someone gave these to her because all her clothes were washed away. Talk to me about your experience with the flooding.
It's very terrible. It's not easy. But we give thanks to God, we are all alive.
Your clothes were washed away?
We lost everything. Nothing. This is the only thing we can. That's what I'm washing right now. Everything. All these ones, we are going to throw them away. Everything is gone.
How do you feed, given the fact that your cooking utensils were washed away? How do you get food to eat?
Well, for now, some people are selling rice outside. We buy some to eat because all our cooking utensils, we didn't get some, so we can't cook for now.
So you buy morning, afternoon, evening?
Yes, we do buy.
Won't you run out of money, given the fact that you would have to buy every day?
The small we are having, that's what we are managing for now. So tomorrow, we think about tomorrow. Today, we'll survive.
You have children as well. How do they survive? How do they, survive?
Managing. Small. We are all managing.
So, meaning they've not gone to school since the incident happened?
They've not, because all their uniforms are damaged, so they've not gone to school. These are the uniforms there. I have to soak them. They've not gone to school.
Mama, you didn't beat me.
So, and you've not seen any official here trying to help you?
Since Monday, not even a policeman, no one have been here.
Madam, also talk to us about. Okay, so MFI, as you see the house at the moment, so almost everything is out at the moment.
Almost everything, because you have to bring them. You have to bring them out, try and clean, and then you can take the ones you can take inside whilst you do your washing. And
are you going to dry this?
Yes, I'm going to dry it.
That's your only mattress?
No, there is some in the room.
But they are all wet.
All of them are wet?
Yes, but I'm managing to sleep in on them for the past.
So you sleep on the wet mattress?
Yes. With this dress.
Even this dress?
Yes.
This is the only dress you have?
Yes.
These are on the line. See.
This. See my.
These are close on the line.
So this is how we are suffering. We are suffering. But this one, I don't think you can blame anybody. You can't blame anybody.
You can't blame anybody?
No. You only manage ourselves, that's all.
And no one has come to help you in any way? No one contacted you?
Oh, no. No. If you get the help,
you like it. But if you don't get, you don't have anything to say.
The president has set aside some 300 million Ghana cedis to support some of you who were affected by the flooding. What's your reaction to that? Are you excited about it?
Oh yes, we thank him. If only the people are, how do I say it? Those who handle the money, if there be faithful people, then we thank him. But most of the times, if things like this happen and government help, those things that you send, some will even remain at the zonal and district level.
I wouldn't get to you.
No.
So you are hoping that the funds should get to you, those who are affected?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much. Go and dry your mattress so that you can sleep on it tonight. So you see his clothes. He tells me that his clothes are on the lines here at the moment, and what he's wearing is the only thing he has at the moment. So, and he's been sleeping on wet mattresses. So let me take you to...
This is the water level. This is where the water reached when he came. This is the level. That's the water level. You can see it on the wall through to that place. That's the water level. So the whole house almost drowned inside the water. Yeah, the whole house almost drowned inside the water. When we enter, we had to run to people's story building. When we came back, you will not take anything. You haven't taken anything. So what they are talking about, our drainage system and all that things that they want to put in place so that this thing will stop. And if they can also come here to come and help us. And then help us so that everything, because our everything is fine.
So the president has set aside some 300 million Ghana cedis to support you, those who are affected by the flooding. What's your reaction to this? What do you want the authorities to do to that?
I think that I don't know, the money they can use it to help we that our things are destroyed, and if there is some left that they can use to add or help the drainage system. So the drainage system is the main thing, but as it is now, our own is urgent. So we also need help. So, but our drainage system is the most important thing.
What exactly do you want them to use the money to do for you at the moment, right now? What do you need?
Okay, I want to relocate from this place because of this is the highest water level we've experienced since I'm here.
How long have you been here?
Over 20 years.
Okay. You've not experienced anything like this?
Not like this. We used to experience it, but this one not like this. So if anything I will do, first I will be thinking of relocating from here. If I even get an empty house, an empty room somewhere, that even if there is nothing inside, I think that I can start my life from there.
So he needs support to be able to relocate to a new place. This woman here is trying to clean the water from her room so that she is able to live inside again. In fact, there's still a pool of water inside the room, and what she's trying to do is to, in a way, get the water out. You must be concerned about this particular situation.
Yeah, of course. It's very terrible, and we've lost a lot of things. I lost my documents, everything.
You lost your documents? What documents are that?
My certificate, SS, JHS. I went to a fashion school. I also lost that document. Everything is destroyed. They are damaged. So we are trying. Lost my clothes. Everything is... I don't know what to do. So we are managing.
Where do you sleep? Because your room is taken over by water. Where do you sleep at all?
I perched with somebody yesterday and Monday. So I just came back to the house to continue.
How would you get the water out of the room so that you can get back here?
We use the bucket to fetch it out. Use the collector to fetch it in the bucket. Then we pour it out.
What support do you need at the moment?
We need a lot of support. We need a lot of things. Our mattresses, our wares, our buckets, our things are all gone. We don't clothes to wear. It's also a problem. Everything.
Food. How do you get food to eat?
We go out to buy food at the roadside. Maybe if they've cooked, then we'll go and buy food. Then we'll eat. Sometimes since morning we don't eat. We wait till the evening time before we eat.
That's so disheartening. So her room almost everywhere is taken over by water. It's quite so let me take you inside the room so that you can see the situation here. This is very serious. This is very, very. In fact, even your wardrobe is gone.
Yeah, everything is destroyed inside. Our books, our textbooks, our books we use are all destroyed. So we just got a few things. Even the clothes are soaked, so we have to wash them.
So the camera would capture the inside of the room just so that you can appreciate the situation inside here. It's quite very bad here at the moment, and I just want you to appreciate the inside of the room. I'm even wondering how you get back here. In fact, I'm wondering how you get back to this place because of how it looks at the moment.
We'll take things out. We'll try to take the water out and scrub this place. Then try to gather the things we've saved. Then we'll bring it back inside.
Meaning, it's been like 2 days. You've not gone to work. You are now dependent on the little funds you have.
Yeah, we've not gone to work. We are all at home so that we can save some things. Even dress to work too is another problem.
I'm wondering how you get back to this room. Look at the level of the water. Let me take you to other rooms here. In fact, the situation is very, very disheartening at this particular place. And in fact, it's not just this house; it's pervasive. Almost every house you see here is submerged in flood waters at the moment, and all of them are trying to see if they could get back on their feet. Something they tell me it may take a little longer if there isn't any significant intervention by the authorities. The president, asked that some 300 million Ghana cedis should be released to support these persons. They say that they are hoping the money will get to them directly because, if other people get the money and then they do not really give it to those who were affected directly, that will be a concern to them. So, in fact, everything in your room is gone, right?
Oh, everything. You can see it. I'm even pulling this material. There's another one there. Many things in this fridge. Everything. See the level of the rain. It's even above me. You see? Yes, everything. And what we are selling there, that is our store. Everything.
So where's your wife and kids? Where's your family?
As of now, we are only 2.
Okay.
Yes, they are grown up, so they've gone. But left 2. They are helping us now. All our selling table, everything is gone. Our charcoal, water that we sell, everything is gone. Everything.
Oh, this.
I attend Church of Pentecost, Caprice Worship Center. My pastor and elders, they are most grateful. How do I say it? Grateful people.
Okay.
They even came here with a group.
Okay.
To support. Even I'm sick.
You're sick. You're not
yes, I'm not well. I'm sick of.
Is it because of the flooding?
No.
Okay, you are not well before the.
Yes. The stroke.
Oh.
My stroke.
Oh.
No, I'm attending hospital.
Oh, sorry. These are your drugs?
Yes.
So you were fortunate that your drugs were not washed away?
I work with it.
Are you okay? So if your drugs were inside, meaning the water would have washed everything away?
Yes. So if the government said he will help us, we thank him. But those who handle the money, they should be faithful people.
Okay.
Yes. They shouldn't be selfish people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Emefa, this is the situation here at the moment here at car price. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
You don't go to school at the moment. How do you feel about that?
I feel sad.
You feel so sad?
Yes.
Where are your uniforms?
They are gone.
All your uniforms are gone?
Yes. All my things are gone.
Your books?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's it. Consequences of our own actions and inactions. I've been asking the question who to blame. Some people are blaming half and half. It's a ratio now. It's a ratio. Percentages. We're allocating the blame on a certain level of percentages. But you were on the floor, Honorable, before I went. That's the situation at car price. In fact, I'm beginning to question the over 38,000 persons that have been displaced because they say that nobody has come to see them. It means that they haven't been counted.
Well, I mean, so I think that you can add some few more percentages. You make room for some few errors in statistics. So, I just want to read something very short here.
Is that from the Minister for Works and Housing?
No.
Why not? But why do you choose?
Actually, I tried to reach the minister, okay? I've not been able to get him. I'm sure he may be at the Thanksgiving service ceremony. I'm sure when I get him, I'll let him talk.
What is he giving thanks for?
No, I mean, you don't know today's Thanksgiving service?
I know today's Thanksgiving. I spoke to Reverend Father Kwaku yesterday, and I know today.
I would like to read something short here.
Is he happy?
Between 2017 and 2024, flood incidents in Ghana resulted in the loss of hundreds of lives, according to the officials' data from the National Disaster Management Organization. In the northern region alone, more than 38 people died. Between 2017 to 2024, the National Disaster Management Organization's report says that more than hundreds of people died through flood
between 2017
to 2024.
What is more than? They should, if it is a report from the
loss of hundreds of lives.
They say hundreds of lives. Then they now say 38 people.
In the northern region alone, in the northern region alone, and so forth and so on. So listen, the point I want to make is that nobody is happy that people died as a result of flood. But you see, when you make the point that because you used $48 million to desilt Addo, people did not die. That is not true, because the National Disaster Management Organization's report states that hundreds of people lost their life within the period you were in office. So therefore, people truly actually died through flood. The point I'm making is that this is where we are now. How do we chart a new path so we do not see these things happening? The rain will come. We need to build the resilience. We need to build the infrastructure so that when the rain comes, we will not see what we're seeing. Attitudinal change must be something we must champion. People must know that when we do the boiler, we pour it into the gathers, it will come and hunt us tomorrow. Government will do everything it takes. Again, like we started. As I speak to you now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama just instructed the Ministry of Finance to release 350 million Ghana cedis to begin dealing with these situations. So we will work. In fact, the drains we will build, the gutters we will clean. But you see, attitudinal change must happen. In our assemblies, those of you who have been given unauthorized permits to people to erect unauthorized structures must stop. We must begin to desilt. We must begin to break down houses irrespective of where it is and collect the debris. So we make way for the rain. The rain will come. We must build the resilience. We must change attitude as Ghanaians in order to make sure that loss of lives is mitigated. And that is the way to go. I think when we do this, tomorrow,
the drip machines that we're talking about that you mentioned that didn't have excavators, it has the smaller version of excavators, the backhoe, right?
So the backhoe.
Yeah. But there are also private excavator owners that have been directed to register the excavators under the district assemblies. Which means that the district assembly has a database they can pick from. Yeah?
We do not have access to.
But can the backhoe do something?
Yeah. But the backhoe is what we use in desilting. You know, it cannot do so much.
Okay.
You know, the backhoe, the boom is so short. It's not like excavator boom.
Okay.
Do you understand? I mean, the long thing that is used to fetch. And so it cannot do proper desilting in heavy gutters and drains like the excavator will do. And that is what we do. And that's why I always commend my district chief executive officer, Isaac Yawson, for doing a good job. He collaborates with the technocrats to do a good job. And that is why I applaud him. We're doing so much in our constituency. And I believe that everybody is trying to do their best. But I'm saying that government upon government, when we mean well and we up our game and direct millions of dollars that have been sunk in the name of Garrick when no project was completed. If some of them had worked and complete some of the jobs that were supposed to complete, then we will see some of these things going down.
Okay.
You cannot blame 1 year in government.
You wanted to sign
leave
out. Let me come
8
back to
years in government.
I was trying to look up the data that you gave me, but I can't seem to trace it.
Okay.
Let's have attitudinal change and let's continue to work.
Okay.
We will get there. I trust in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government. We will get there.
Yo.
MFA, the statistics he read, that's the reason your production can't even find it. He mentioned hundreds of people died. Then he mentioned 38.
I said, oh, you didn't hear what I said.
You will bring the breakdown so that we know how many people died.
And they said, in the northern region alone.
He said, in the northern, 38 people.
Yes.
But no one can.
Do you want to read it? I'll give it to you.
But I'm coming.
Yeah,
you see, the thing is that we want to see the breakdown because if I say,
read it.
In a single day in this country, IMF, 164 people died under Mahama. In a single day.
I don't concoct stories.
In a single day, 164 people died under Mahama.
But what are you saying?
And you are talking about.
Hang on, what are we doing? Are we?
So, MFA, you allow him to say that people died.
No,
and I'm telling you,
I said that because I said they lose 400 and whatever million. Nobody died.
I am saying that, it is because you went on referencing a disaster under one particular regime.
Yes.
That suggests to insulate you from disasters.
I didn't say that.
No, but
I didn't say it will insulate us from disaster.
No, but you said that.
I have not finished my...
not now. Earlier.
Yes.
Earlier, I tried to bring you back to address that, but that's a disaster.
Yes.
Why do you count it an impudence and say that because a certain government existed at a particular time...
He read a story that doesn't exist.
But I've just checked.
I mean, Ghanaians are watching, so I don't know.
Give us a breakdown of the 100.
Hang on.
So you can read the breakdown for us.
I'm saying that earlier in your submission, you sought to suggest that the NDC government, they were the ones that existed when June 3rd happened. I quickly drew your attention that it was a disaster. I don't think it should be a point you should be raising. What he has just done as well is to also remind you about deaths that have happened before. And that's what we do to ourselves.
100,
both of
it
you.
is not true. Challenging
I'm not the report.
100 is not
national disaster.
How many in Accra?
How many in Accra?
I'll give it. How many in Accra?
But it doesn't matter where.
You see, the thing is that we're discussing flats in Accra.
And do you know that those who
and I'm telling you that what we have done in Accra has at least control it. That's what I said. I never said that throughout our 8 years people didn't die. But I'm telling you that where people died today, at least the level of work that we did in the last 8 years, which he acknowledged the fact that we used some money to do dredging, people didn't die. I still stand
I'm telling you that is not true.
I still
the disaster management organization says that is not true.
It is not true because you do not have any story.
But this is it. Read it.
Which report? What is the name of the report?
Disaster management organization.
What is the name of the report? And which year did they commission the report?
I don't have to do this. I mean, continue.
Which year did they commission the report?
Go ahead. You
see, MFA.
Go ahead. Those who
in
lost
the last,
their loved ones are listening and are hearing
that. When you challenge him to tell you the number of things that they had done in the last 1 year, 6 months, you ask him to even talk to the minister.
Okay.
He says the minister is nowhere to be found. And again, on news portals, we couldn't even find anything.
But you know it
at least for nothing at all.
If
they had done something,
to call a
at least on a news portal, we should be seeing something.
Well, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be dispatching both my panelists.
Yes.
It's been quite a good morning. Not so good morning, but a good morning.
Let me just end.
I thought you were the one who wanted the time.
Let me just end by saying that.
I've always tell you that
the NPP government prioritized the lives of Ghanaians and will spend any amount of money to make sure that the lives of Ghanaians are safeguarded. This government is saying that the president is even flying on a helicopter.
Well,
he went to the people to campaign.
You don't see
today he's not going to the people to campaign.
He's
flying on a helicopter.
How mischievous!
He's flying on a helicopter. When he went and said, vote for me. After that vote,
is an MPP communications, but as a country, the choice is ours to take the decision. I'm going to take you to Alajo. Hello, both of you do know the meaning of my name? Peace. I don't like noise. Please.
Do you know the interesting thing?
Please, I'm gonna take you to Alajo. Steve is on standby. Yeah, you are. I've signed you both out. Say bye-bye to your cameras. Just say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. And go and tell your people who take the decision to do better. But anyway, let's go to Alajo and get the update from Alajo.
Over here at Alajo, what you notice will be some dejection from the individuals who have been displaced today. And from yesterday, Monday, many of these individuals tell us that they have no hope as to what life will present to them today, given that already you've seen some drizzle already happening. But then also what you notice when you get to Alajo will be that you notice a lot of this plastic waste on the streets of Alajo. You'd also notice that some of these drains are choked with some of the waste from after the rains. You notice a combination of some silt, some sand, and also some plastic waste. I'm going to get to some of the individuals who have been affected. This gentleman, before we came on air, told us about what he's lost so far. He's been telling us about the fact that he's lost his livelihood and where he would live today. But then we would be going inside so you could understand. Chief Pacho, good morning. Say Bibi Aboko. Pacho Nyamiado. Bibi Aboko. Me person we tell say.
Bibi Anyaboko sa.
Bibi Anyaboko sa. Adentia.
Nsuo na etoye no. Ma yare mani ntino.
Also see nsuo na etoye no.
Nsuo na etoye no. Ye wa ha. Da ye hu se me kra da me de me nim hwe me bra no wo hu se so ne ba anti aba na ye se nka ye parking nyama nkakra de bigugu table no so afedi hu ye ne se abakra ye ni ba bia ye be gina biom de na wo se ye gina table so ye gina table so so a eba ye be du ye nsisi enti afi ye bia ni ho a ye betimi aye ho hwe enti afa ye nyama nyina me wo industrial machines be 3 and my machine so 8-10
who you change ma
me permanent there but me momo there because of my condition you know
in California man is into money wa hanu no akosi say
oh ni nyina say ba ko kra ni wo ye betimi aye ho hwe
o kasi bibia say no sisi ankofo no wa sisi en obeye den
minim de me and one we cry no the blame. We cry no the blame. They are 3 days. Maybe be a say.
Me person me tell since send amudi this is here. Then amudi then amunum nisi understand.
No crying yankopon anim. Me chantro. 50 and then 3 days me boa and 50 and 3 days. And then 50 and 3 days because ye nya duane kra na yadi. And ra the whole freedom and brain Gary and the soakings and up bepim satam ye need
but in you so
and so omo to papa omo stores and kai benya pure water to ni na obia fo obia and enti nipa obrami atade ya na ono na em say okope nso ni be two bi wo different kra no de ba ya ye domo ya menim say bi da so hompo dia be two bi pe
me pese me tia say me won say on tade ni bi wa hanom e che say oda hanom
be da ha because of the condition no me no bi a ode me be ko e de me aba ne those kind of thing enti na amaze say me de me meti ha enti me ntade nyina wa ha
into mattress no way enti say if an adult tito
wa impo
but afọ
for a crown run ye hata ya na aye kakra.
So this will be the pillow he's been talking about, and the mattress also he'll be talking about. He says these items where he would lay his head and what he would eat is all gone. He currently tells us that this pillow is what he lays his head on, even though it's wet. He's also been talking clearly wet and heavy. The mattress also, he tells us that he's had to dry it for some time before he's able to lay his head. And Chief, and what if you not monkana? What if you been
to be until be ankai? To be ankai.
More bem now, posine.
Sesia de a more here. Me machines in there. I so akoni nyina entino make us bia me here. Sa nyama ni nyina and aban moa aha betimi aboy ma aban moa be machines ye nyama ntade amanfo materials and aha so me pam nyama ton enti nyama no amapam a ye be se ye beton no and so ni nyina lock ni se de na etinsen ho ibi na no kra no ayi enti no sanete ye hiamwa pa ai akane sem sika fam bibia ne me de be ya adwuma biem de me be ya adwuma biem because they say de me be ya adwuma bibia say nso akone nyina bibia say
that's baby so the account of some of the individuals who are here at Alaju telling us about the effect of this rain on their livelihood and where they'll be living. And the account of the gentleman we just spoke to, he tells us that he's had to find it difficult finding something to eat. In fact, he says since yesterday when someone gifted him some gari, popularly known as cassava flakes, to eat, he's had nothing else to eat. From then up until now, he's also been talking about the fact that even the clothing he wears, he's had to be gifted the clothing he wears currently, and that's the only way he's able to survive currently. And he's seeking urgent support from government and other benevolent individuals. But then, what you notice also will be here at Alajo, some of the traders and affected persons are trying to salvage as much as possible what they can. You'll notice that at this pharmacy, most of the medications that's in it has been discarded, and most of the items that they are trying to clean the place up are trying to get closer to the woman who was here and trying to get her thoughts. Auntie, good morning. Me who say shop na no. Then me person me tell then I share no.
No, machine my mostly my drugs. Much of them are sports. Everything. The only thing I'm left with, the only 3 shelves there. That's all.
But then, what medication were you selling, and when did you get the information that the rain is entering your shop? The rain was.
I think it was Monday. I wasn't at work, so when I came yesterday, I got to know that the rain has entered in the shop and spoiled everything for me. I had nothing to do. I just cleaned up, and I'm still waiting for the rain to come down so I can put everything in place again.
So, aside from the medication that's spoiled, how are you looking to? Are you going to put some of the medication back inside? I'm just concerned.
For now, I can't tell because I don't know what I will put in there, so I can't tell for now.
But what support would you need from? Have you heard from the NADMO or other individuals?
Nah, none of them is here. It was just yesterday that the MP for this area came yesterday, and I think he had conversation with some of them and supplied water. So we are waiting for the rubbish car to come and collect it. So we are just here.
So you mean the MP for the area supplied drinking water?
Yeah.
But what about food and what about?
Nothing has been supplied here. You can see everywhere. Nothing has been supplied. So we are just here.
But then how are you looking to feed? What are you looking to eat, given that there's nothing supplied there?
Looking to eat in this alajo, when gata has entered everywhere. No, I don't think anything sold here will be bought to, because it's going to be hard. Someone like me is going to be hard for me because I can't eat from here now. Because what entered wasn't rain, it was gata. So I can't eat from here now.
Thank you so much. So one other affected person, and this individual, she's been telling us about her shop, and she says that she's had to clean the shop yesterday, given the extent of damage that she has had to deal with. She tells us about the medications she's lost also, and the fact that the member of parliament for this area has had to only supply water to them. She tells us that she's not had any food to eat, and it will be difficult to buy any food from here, given the nature and circumstances surrounding the flood and the rain from Monday. But then I'll be entering one more house. This place is pretty bad. That bad to the extent that you will notice that some of the materials, their shops close by, and you notice bags of rice spoiled, cans of soft drink also spoiled and gone waste. You would notice a lot of refuse from the shops and the homes of these affected persons. And you also notice that they're finding it so hard and difficult trying to get back alive. They are trying to, as much as possible, clean the place up. Okay, I'll take my time here. But yeah, so some of them have had to take their mattresses, their furniture from their homes, and some of them are actually trying to clean the place up. They are trying to clean their utensils and other materials they will be using. I have one other person here. Auntie, Bacho, good morning. Good morning. Me person.
Me nya de me di be charge. Ye ni light, ye ni so ye ni bibia. Asem on tu ye nya se enfa nso hunso. Na enfa ye wo yi. Ye nya nso yusu.
Na duane so e.
Wa se asem. Eduane ni na ase hwe. Omokotoku ba ko. Ono na me di pu abonti no. Bibia ase. Me nyama me ntuma me bibia ase.
Me person me say enra hefa na modai. Hefa na do tito e.
Me tuna abonti ana de chin ye.
Ote ekonya we say.
Na de chin ye.
Na unkola ne so e.
Me kola me ni me baba kun me odi amuka no mu ni ha.
Omunyina ono ba no muti ha no nsa
na de chin ye. Edem ni na e poto. Ye nya nso adi be ye adwuma.
Yet say enra MP ni bahana ode
MP ni baha onu obe ma nso bola o si bola obe ba be sesa bola no na be sesa e nso ma ya ondu be bia
nso na nso be nso aye no ma na se
ki no di ba e
nso mo no mo so e
mi makoto pure water eduane e be di sisi Accra po ni ho eduane a e be di oni o mi nyama ni na mi bibia me duane mi bibia ni na sei onyame na odo ya no fire ni so no fire nko
inti mo abem poti na mo be pese
mo ani mo be hwe mo am be ya mai che Sesi a sesi hu ankasa na mo be hwe mo a mo be ya mai misika kura po a me di to bed so iso di akọ mo na mo be hwe mo a mo di be mai.
Yeah, that's baby. So one other affected person, and she's telling us that she's had to battle it out, and she's had to battle with some cold from yesterday night after the rains. And currently what they'll be doing will be trying to clean the utensils as much as possible so they could use. But then she's appealing for some support from the government. She tells us about the fact that the member of parliament provided, and per what the accounts of these individuals, and from the person we spoke to earlier before this, the MP brought them some water. But then this water is not drinking water, so they've had to provide or buy their own water to drink. And she's telling us that the water provided was to some tank water for their cleaning. And she says it's not even enough for everything they'll be needing and what they'll be using. And clearly you notice that everything of theirs is sport. Their clothing is also sport, and it's drenched and soaked with filth and water. But currently this is the situation here at Alajo. These individuals are appealing for urgent support from government as the rains from Monday have left them devastated.
Well, there on your screen, you can see residents still salvaging the remains of what they have. I don't know how bad or how else this can look. 300 million allocated, half of it to at least help these residents and what they have lost so far, and 150 million as well to help mitigate such problems so it doesn't happen again. We'll see. We'll just see. Well, in wrapping the AM show, sponsored by Shield Silicon Paint from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now we're still in the World Cup season, and the World Cup fever is on, and everyone is getting excited. Ghana says the match shouldn't just be on the pitch. You can bring stadium experience home. This is the time to buy your crystal clear TVs, soundbars, home theaters, smartphones, laptops, laptop projectors, and more at unbeatable prices. Remember, this isn't just a discount sale. It is a chance to win a 100 4K smart TV, cash, laptops, phones, and many other amazing prizes when you spend up to 1,000 Ghana cedi or more. So rush to Compute Ghana showroom or shop online at ComputeGhana.com 0302752020 or send them a WhatsApp 0243143143. Compute Ghana Gold Rush Season, the ultimate football experience. Now, football's biggest tournament is on, and there's no better way to back your team on Betano. Sign up today on Betano and claim a welcome bonus of up to 2,000 Ghana cedis on your first deposit, or enjoy the World Cup. Simply create your Betano account, verify your details, make your first deposit, and make WeBet. 18 plus only. Terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly, and this has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. And again, this is important. Own your dream property in one of Tema's fastest growing prime locations. Today at Nesta's Homes, we offer a beautifully designed studio, 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom luxury homes, crafted for modern living, comfort, and long-term value, strategically located at Tema Community 26, just behind Palace Mall. And our gated community gives you a serene and secure environment, as well gives you easy access to major roads and key business areas, close proximity to schools, hospitals, malls, and essential social amenities. Reserve your unit today with just 10% and enjoy flexible payment plans and mortgage options. Call us now 053 101 4440 or 053 101 4447 to book a viewing or visit www.nestas.com.gh. Well, this July, Ghana will host global energy leaders and experts at the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, GIPCON 2026, on the theme Building a Resilient Downstream, Policy Innovation and Investments for Growth. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be the distinguished guest of honor. Speakers include Honorable Dr. John Abdullahi Janapon, Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Mr. Gordon Kujo Tamaklo, is CEO of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Patrick Ofori is CEO of Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, and Dr. Evans Mensah is CEO of Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. The date, 16th to 17th of July. We're in July already, so you should mark your calendars. The time, 8 a.m. each day. Venue, Palms Convention Center at La Palm Royal Beach. Now, this event will be climaxed with the Downstream Awards and Gala Night happening on July 18 at 6 p.m. at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel here in Accra. Here's how to register. Just visit www.gipcon.com or call 0558-223678. You don't want to miss that opportunity. Well, Global Prayer Work Summit 2026. When men pray, heaven responds. Prayer still works, and this is your invitation to experience the power of prayer. Join the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and other anointed servants of God at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral, Spinkters Road, from Wednesday 15th July to Friday 17th of July. The Wednesday service starts at 5:30 p.m. Thursday 16th July features a morning service at 9 a.m. and the evening service at 5:30 p.m. Then on Friday 17th July, you want to join the morning service at 9:30 a.m. followed by a powerful mega all-night at 10 p.m. Come expect powerful encounters under the theme Enforcing Victory. This event is absolutely free, but registration is required. Simply dial *426*29# on all local networks or register online via GPWS registration page. Don't miss GPWS Accra 2026. Come and enforce your victory through prayer. Prayer still works. Okay. Good morning. Well, yes, so we've got a message from one of our panelists, Akufo-Addo. He is the field director for United Party. He was here yesterday. So he wants to send, he's donating a 10,000 Ghana cedis to give to 10 of the victims based on their situation. We may have to assess the situation and see those who need this critically and then also disperse. But Director, thank you so much, Akufo-Addo, as well. Thank you very much. We're really grateful. Happy birthday to Bano Amofa Berthi George Ofe Japan and Ya HR of the Makers House Chapel International. Have a blessed birthday. Master Planner Junior says that the recent floods in Accra is devastating, and my deepest condolences is to the families who lost their loved ones. It's about time President Mahama and his NDC should stop their PR gimmicks and the settings. So is President Mahama saying he doesn't know the flood situation already in Accra? Flying in a helicopter while taking pictures and videos is like making mockery of those whose houses were submerged in the water and properties destroyed. Ghanaians are watching closely. Master Planner, I can't message no why. But this is where we end the show. My name is Emefa Akufo-Addo, and I'd like to say a good morning to my mother, Susanna Akpere, ASP Susanna Akpere. I'll see you soon, Mommy. I hope you are well. And Rosa, welcome back to Ghana. I'll see you soon.
For many, success is defined by one path, the white-collar dream.
I want to be a software engineer. I want to be a banker.
But when that door doesn't open, does it mean your story is over?
No, because there are other paths.
Paths built on passion, creativity, and courage.
From season 1 to 3, we've met dreamers who turned rejection into redirection.
They wanted to silence me.
And built success beyond the titles.
As a general manager for Kena Pharma, I felt this challenge right deep that I should work in the area of my gifting. I started writing.
Now, season 4 is here.
New stories.
Remember one kid who walked into my class and looked and said, "You are from Africa, right?" And I said, "Yes, that's why you are so black."
Deeper lessons.
I haven't been to sixth form, I haven't been to university. So everything that you hear me do, I've learned on the job.
More proof that the trail doesn't end when the white-collar job door closes.
I did attend an auditioning for Emirates cabin crew members, but I was not selected.
This is not just a show, it's a movement.
You want to become a lawyer? Can't you see those professions are fading?
The Career Trail Season 4 premieres Saturday, 4th April at 4 p.m. on Joy Learning TV and 6:30 p.m. on Joy News.
The Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
So we try 3,000 now. They try 1 year.
Bread and the veggies becoming more like a mafia situation where if you are not very careful, it's going to engulf all of us.
Ghana's Galamsey fight has a hidden engine, a pay-to-destroy syndicate operating in the shadows.
Me as DC, my man is
if somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey.
Ghana's illegal mining crisis has taken a darker turn. Despite promises, policies and political declarations, the destruction rages on. Our rivers run brown, our forests are hollowed out, and our communities choke on poisoned water and abandoned pits. For years, illegal miners have been blamed. But what if the real crisis is not merely the illegal miners, but an institutional marketplace where government officials turn environmental destruction into a revenue stream?
Task forces can never be said as fighting illegal mining, but rather extracting monies and creating problems.
In this documentary, we expose the coordinated extortion scheme, now an organized network involving district authorities, NADMO officials, and a district chief executive himself. A network stealing from the people, enabling illegal mining, and accelerating the environmental genocide unfolding across forests and river systems in the Amanse Central District of the Ashanti region.
They have actually also more or less evolve certain methods, certain technologies where they can combine all manner of metals and cause damage to the brain. They can cause damage to the kidneys. They can cause damage to the liver. They can cause damage to the lungs. They can cause damage to the gastrointestinal tract. And the eventual effect is that this patient may end up developing cancers.
If the president is so minded in fighting illegal mining, then it should start with his appointees. And by appointees, I always refer to the MMDCs, because many of them are neck deep in Galamsey corruption.
According to the Forestry Commission, 44 out of 288 forest reserves have been invaded and harmed. Beneath the crisis are acts of bribery and corruption. Illegal payments, extortion, sanctioned by those elected and appointed to protect our resources. Our investigation began as whispers of an organized extortion scheme kept resurfacing, with stories shared quietly among miners who speak only in cautious tones. The fragmented accounts pointed towards a task force allegedly operating under the authority of the District Chief Executive of Amansia Central, Emmanuel Obeng Ajeman. According to the patterns we observed, miners were said to be paying 3,000 Ghana cedis for every Chanfan machine, one leg as it is termed, while others pay 30,000 Ghana cedis and more for every excavator in usage. Our investigation also uncovered receipts and warrant stickers being issued to guarantee uninterrupted illegal operations when payments were made.
The whole issue, I don't more country than the police for them. If you go back, you know, so more years more for less in the town, more mine. And the one that will miss it, started as 700. 700 million. So you can wire the money, and no idea. And I can't ensure already from fast with
These allegations demanded the deeper inquiry, but our strongest evidence came from a recorded phone call with the District Chief Executive. In the tape, he confirms that the task force collects monies and that it operates under his instructions.
Assembly may as DC, Mama na start when you so on ye. On our mining desk officer. It is a Aquanian, Tennessee, and Nanya, fine, ye can't answer. And I'm going to say, the Benya already complains is here. Or started Maui almost 1 month on one leg. Miners are on your many encounter. My friend, almost 20. One more frame encounter. Obi our friend be anywhere, me ma people in their friend malam. Me catch say, and then enko kasa. Na yamane 2 minutes one.
It is at this point that we confirm the cash payment in exchange for Galamsey. Undercover, we infiltrated the Jacobu Township, the seat of the District Assembly, posing as illegal miners operating at Eskesu, one of the mining communities. It is time for us to uncover the loot. We secretly filmed every process and navigated the community on motorbikes. The assembly is where we intend to make payments and confirm every illegal mining scandal. Our undercover operation led us to Philemon, a receptionist at the District Assembly. He greeted us and with apparent willingness agreed to help us procure a warrant sticker for our Galamsey operation. He called one district engineer who would later send us contact to the mining desk officer himself.
Hey, Macho, I am Akufo-Addo person come with just take out.
Afternoon. Good afternoon.
Boss Macho, okay, your baby to stick out.
Okay, to stick out. And see, onim, Mame, my name is Officer Linkasawai. It is no matter man and I'm more than the Padakasawai.
All right.
Yeah, trust sticker.
Hours passed as we waited for the mining desk officer and leader of the task force, a man known interchangeably as Red, Malam or Nana, who also served as the community's chief imam. Our wait was prolonged because he was reportedly out on an operation collecting the tax from illegal miners. Payments were allegedly collected on Mondays and Wednesdays alone. Later, we managed to speak with the head of the mining desk on phone. He confirmed the 3,000 Ghana cedi payments for Chamfan machines and instructed us to wait for his arrival, which was very uncertain.
Pacho Chamfan bako.
Chamfan na uka.
Pachani.
One leg, you know.
Batani.
We have about that, bro. But the fire guy,
the fire.
The fire
A better na kepesi kobe bikakra.
45 minutes to 7 minutes.
Wow. Asemo. Lukina kabekwa ni ntumi nhia o. Because e be say ke kokuma ase.
It's weird you would say that a state that has called, irresponsible mining terrorism is then at the same time facilitating this through what is seemingly even state sanctioned, right? Because there are receipts that are involved. It means that the state infrastructure is accounting for its support and its own implications into it. So it's a strange arrangement where the state now is in itself an illegal miner.
Our investigation points to serious breaches of the law by state officials entrusted to protect the public. Under the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, facilitating or providing cover for illegal mining constitutes a criminal offense. Evidence gathered shows that officials who offered protection and collected payments may have crossed the line from regulators to accomplices. These actions potentially violate the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, which criminalizes corruption and abuse of public office, as well as the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, which prohibits unauthorized collection of public funds. The conduct of the District Chief Executive also raises questions under the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, while the environmental damage may contravene the Environmental Protection Agency Act 1994, Act 490. With our investigation at the assembly corroborated, we proceeded to some of the illegal mining sites at Eskesu. Here, the environmental destruction is starkly evident. Farmlands are gone, water bodies stroked with sediment. At Eskesu, we met some illegal miners who detailed the exact process for making payments for Chamfan machines.
One machine of money over 20,000.
Into no excavator bako
30,000. 30,000. 30,000.
Masa?
One, this will put a million, no book my doing 50,000, 60,000. Wow.
And I Chamfan is
3,000. That's a local shop. And no credit from a young but this year in Africa. From your Saturday Ghana or money, but this year no master to be in the buy. No master to be.
I know your wine policy excavator 3,000 in wine policy.
Your policy, a best system. Not just the MPP come in the system. Also, on my new program, saying a blast was a nobody. I do is a wish you cannot. Someone has said, I do yes, I'm going to get the phone number. I do miss a girl, I'm saying the end person. So, I can't something I'm
The president needs to crack the whip on MMDCs within their localities. They are the superintendent heads of whatever happens at the local level. And mind you, Galamsey is not happening in Greater Accra. It's happening in the hinterlands. The communities where these MMDCs are caretakers and they hold power within that locality.
The consequences of this alleged extortion is palpable. While the country grapples with the Galamsey crisis, the Amansia Central District becomes a microcosm of how corruption can paralyze progress. This miner, Kofi-Wusu, angry yet helpless, told us that his men were arrested because he hadn't paid to register his machines.
And the bed is coming, Maklata, more than 3 hours. That time I'm about before best at 9:30 to 8 o'clock to I am back to Juma. But I now almost 3,000. I'm on my receipt in your forgery paper. 5 days required December, January. Now what can be 1 year, 30 million now. Now 5 days, 2 months.
How much is 30 million?
3,000. Me, how much me bra? One machine, you have 3,000. one machine 3,000. Me mo pa mo fa me one track mu enko ja bugo district wo. Me red. Na just red. Una bi kama me o se na yan fa ne red ya fa na imam. Se ko si aye nyina ye divide ye say. In say nipa na tutu na ba wo so obebu awo de. Sen ye nka ya sempa. Ye nya ye decide say a month or so 2 million. Yeah. Me dia me de. So what you say? Ah ye nimu say odotobu ya de obi mfi akire ensa me ha ye bi. Any 2 weeks or any week go na red so buy. Red the catch right say esuru wo na adwuma na so no. National security for adwuma.
At his site, the extent of destruction is overwhelming. Forest reserves torn apart, farms buried under mud. Yet, he operates freely because he has paid to destroy the land.
Police 2 Police 4 mo 74. Aye nim say you am police 4 me look am. Banya police ni na be so red na nkasa na so wonsa. O wi an odo ama police na police e lead. Me say me nkasa yesi.
Na woni pa no mejan.
Oh, you 3,000 answer no we jan. Asa no say ache me black man. Ono so sa on we go do machine say the machine for so.
At mile 9, one of the communities near the Koboro section of the Apaprama Forest Reserve, the sounds of these Shamfan machines are loud. We posed as new miners seeking guidance. These 2 illegal miners welcomed us with the frankness of people long accustomed with working outside the law.
I never be a bad man, so who's broken for? Oh, no, Mukasa. I said, I'm not tired, man. My job, I can't be a bad you say. Oh, yeah, this is. The Akadia, I'm more the Akadia, only assembly from Tamas. I'll come from my children. I didn't do no much. I'm bound because the people were in ne ma mi no obi asu no on track me en ha de wa bontia anu aso san jakom na kwa ekokotu ai etu anso so de obi a mo heda ma se de o mo beta ka obi se bia o mo begiska na se bia bi sai
and utu ya 3,000 na utu buko tu ya zen
3,000
purchase of one leg sticker for 3,000.
As we arrived at the assembly for yet another attempt to complete our payments, we met a woman seated quietly in front of the building. What looked like an ordinary visit would soon reveal a story that exposed the cruelty of the system we had come to investigate. She was an illegal miner. Her machines had been seized earlier this morning, and like many before her, she had come here in desperation, not for justice, but for permission.
Na oye adwuma we. Yeah, we space.
I say space we can go. Small channel.
One leg.
I bet you man na someone am over there.
Yeah, oh. Africa never shall say.
According to me, so no say the machine is here. This might be trying to be trained.
And to my
She told us that the district chief executive himself had directed her to return only after seeking approval from Red, the very man orchestrating the illegal collection.
Institutions are not working. The institutions are implicated. And politicians have figured out that, you know, you put a few party cronies in these institutions, then the entire machinery blocks.
We returned to the district assembly to make our payment. This time, we were directed to the revenue office where we met Benjamin Akono, a revenue officer. We presented ourselves again as illegal miners seeking to register our Chamfan machines.
So on my side, now we do stop on that. My children, children, Papa, publishing. To buy a plastic for prestige, so I could have been. There was quite a hot mood, they said.
The impunity supported by local authorities who are supposed to be fighting this. So which policeman or woman is going to fight that? No, nobody is going to fight it because the head of the District Security Council is endorsing it.
But on this day, payment could not be made. The task force, we were told, was conducting sweeps for miners who had not yet paid for their machines.
Mining for Muko and the Chawachina.
Our final day of the investigation arrived. We were now ready to do the unthinkable, which is to pay for the registration of a Chamfan machine that only existed for the purpose of our investigation. This time, Benjamin leads us into the residence of Red, where the transaction would begin, not the district assembly. Inside Red's residence, a surprise awaited us. We met two NADMO officers, including the deputy NADMO director for the municipality. Everyone was here for one reason, to buy stickers that permit illegal mining.
Chairman, you were you. Now, where the boss in your own Baba women. If they were never catch us, any other way.
We are seated, waiting for Red. We count our 3,000 Ghana cedis ready to be handed over to him for our stickers and receipts. Red arrived after 30 minutes. Funds were forbidden in his inner office, where we will meet him. Search is conducted, even on NADMO officers who are accomplices. After 30 minutes of engagement, Red directed that Benjamin leads us to a rural bank where final payments will be made. On our way to the bank, we engaged Benjamin further. He explains why we will not be given a sticker, but a bank receipt to affirm payments. Benjamin further confirmed how millions of cedis are taken from miners who operate on water bodies. He says the prices are fixed at the assembly.
I don't know if I say, who do you say, or the price, who do you say, or the price, who do you say, that's the situation of my yard, I said, what are that? Yeah, what the price?
It's the assembly now, because I created prices at 2 for baby. I year, Juma.
I said,
no, 16,000 you know, for machines, man.
I don't know, 6 years, I did this more.
And then the board,
Filming every aspect of payment with precision, Benjamin leads us into the rural bank. At the bank, Benjamin himself took the 3,000 Ghana cedis and deposited it into an account labeled Main IGF. Every step was filmed. He receiving the cash, filling the deposit slip, and even the teller processing it. Benjamin made photocopies of the bank receipt and handed the copy to us. We have now successfully purchased registration. Proof that this was not an unofficial backdoor operation, but an organized, systematic revenue pipeline built into official financial structures. The deeper we went into the investigation, the more we uncover the extortion network. This time, we visited the NADMO office hours later. Here, we met Evans Amankwa, the municipal NADMO director, the same officer whose men we had earlier seen at Red's residence. He welcomed us without hesitation, fully aware of our mission because one of his men had told him about us. He inspected the receipt we had from the bank.
You're out for here. You're in higher reclamation. You say one line for most of my problems. Baby, I'm free pet for machine the area one more for long cataso. And I cut out the use of one son. The bad operations as well. You're about to be one country.
This direction was to confirm the amount to be taken. His officer, in another meeting room, requested that 2,000 cedis be paid to avert any ambush from NADMO officials. Next week. See, next week Monday nearby Nanka. You're director so you're yabani ye. See, and then go budget 1,000 Nanka for the 1,000 Nanka in Nanka Sasa and the way Danas Nanka Monday Nanka. After negotiating, he agreed to the 1,000 cedis. This was paid to the lead negotiator at the director's office. A sticker available to us is dated 18 August 2025 and marked number 097, which belongs to one of the miners.
We're dating now, 18 August 2025.
How much did you say?
3,000 per each. If you are two, the back home boy back home.
So you mean 6,000?
6,000.
So we know what the ball machine was. I'm bad then, man.
Almost a for 6 months. We're dating now. January, almost have recovered from
one leg, you know. Yeah. Last week, you know. Almost I said, yeah, started, and yet, and charge most sticker. In addition to excavator. And see, I come and see, but I'm not gazetting. And I was a and Sana yesterday Ajiji. And after that meeting, no, me and Mama authorization so mon print stickers no. Na on my site. Na the woman year no. A year, I think 6,000 or so.
One leg no.
Yes. Now it's 3,000 for every 6 months. And I'm almost say a last 6 months of the year. First part no ashebu. Into a year. And sometimes it's kind of hard. And almost
This offends 1,000 regulations and more. Not only in terms of financial management within the country, in terms of approvals that need you to be engaged in a business endeavor like this, but it's and this is one of the things that I'm actually also interested in seeing the repercussions of this. Whether or not what you're going to find is that these are monies that are going into the assembly's coffers, or that the assembly itself has transformed itself into some agent that is just doing private business, using the facade of the assembly to cover.
Knowing the damage these machines could cause to the land, the DCE insisted on why the payment must be done.
In fact, one leg in India, Munchashi, but Mupa,
education behind my sir, John the Major. Who was that?
And Nunti and assembly, I was a taxi one leg. When you say, and I'm saying one leg and the end taxi or Montino. I'm more using my sister in age, I to toss more Chinese and then on the age.
What you call inchoate liability, which means that those who support, promote, assist in any way any of the offenses that are committed against the environment in terms of galamsey, you are as responsible as the persons who are participants in it and can go to jail to the same level. And my hope is that, in fact, for those who are public servants or public officials who are implicated in this, that they suffer twice the penalty.
The argument of raising funds for internally generated activities, to me, is bogus. You do not use criminal activity to raise funds at the local level. It's just like saying that when armed robbery is rife and the municipal assembly needs to tax armed robbers to generate funds internally for projects within the area. This is a criminal act.
Illegal mining in Amansia Central is not merely tolerated, it is administered, it is prized, it is receipted, it is banned, and it is protected by the very people sworn to stop it. The fight for Ghana's environment, for its water, for its future, cannot be won if the fight against galamsey is itself compromised by those in power. The people of Amansia Central, and indeed all Ghanaians, deserve better. They deserve honesty, integrity, and decisive action against those who exploit their land, forest, water bodies, and their livelihoods for personal gains.
The more them get it, and the more them want it.
When you get on any drug, it can give you some amazing energy and some creative geniuses that just boost you like this.
Talking about hard drugs.
Anytime that anyone uses any of these drugs or substances of abuse, the brain itself gets affected.
Talking about hard drugs.
Creatives, their brain never rests. They are inquisitive. They want to unfold or uncover, release things that somebody will be like, wow, how did he get to that frequency?
And when they stand on stage, they mesmerize us.
Talking about hard drugs. The more they get it, they still want more. The more them get it, and the more them want it.
At one point in time, I left my comfort zone, my abode, and I came to Medina Ghetto, and I fraternized with rogues and wolves. I became a night owl, always on a wild goose chase. And sometimes making 3 square meters a day seems difficult and almost impossible for me.
This is Noah King, a presenter who once worked with a popular radio station in Accra in the early 2000s. Noah's exceptional presentation skills earned him a lot of admirers. But his promising radio career was truncated when he was plunged into an abyss of drug addiction. Noah King tells me that he started using drugs before he got into the media space. However, he says the situation got worse when he traveled with some musicians for a concert in Tamale. That was when he was introduced to more dangerous drugs.
After advanced level, I was at home doing nothing. And my father, had this koinonia with the musicians. He rolls with them. And then the Kokumba Nanumba war erupted. So the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Police Service, the National Security Apparatus thought that it was prudent on your part to organize a peace concert dubbed Operation Gongo in the 3 northern regions so as to forestall peace in the environment. So apparently, my father having, this koinonia with most musicians told one that, yes, I want my son to join you guys so that he can familiarize himself since he's at home doing nothing. So we're airlifted here from Accra to Tamale. When we go to Tamale, the hotel that we were put up, I saw things that were alien to me, things that were foreign to me, things that I never knew anything about, though I had experimented cannabis sativa way back in college, way back in, during my secondary school days. So this time I realized that these things were foreign, and then one guy who was with me, whose name is Kofi, he was pointing to me, this is crack, this, what are you doing is cappuccinos, this is cocktail, and what he's holding is a bunker.
Noah King's curiosity fueled his woes. He was convinced that the source of the assertiveness and the energetic performances of the musicians was drugs.
So when I saw them do that, I said, okay, then this is what gets them euphoric. And when they stand on stage, they mesmerize us. And I said, okay, fine. So when they were done with all that they were doing that very night, we were called upon to clear the residue. And myself and Kofi chanced upon a couple of freebase. When I say freebase, I mean crack on the table and some on the floor. So we took them. And Kofi knows much into it, and therefore he fixed the crack and he took a hit. And he asked me too. I said, yes, I want to try it, because if this is giving them the euphoric and the energy and the drive, then I think it's a good thing. And I tried it, and trust me, I was like a moonraker. I saw myself like an angel suspended in the air.
When they returned to Accra from their concerts in the northern region, Noah could not free himself from the shackles of his newfound love. He spent his money on different types of drugs, including those that would enhance his sexual potency.
So from the experimental stage, I moved to the recreational stage. Apparently, I was getting tuition from them. This will actually let you perform well in bed and all that. And trust me, when I tried it, I realized that it was. But one thing about drug is this: when diminishing returns set in, you will get to understand that no, you're going down on bended knees, and even you wouldn't get erection, let alone ejaculation. Yeah.
The drug addiction had a toll on Noah's work. He would rather spend time in the hazy stupor of his drugs than go to work. Eventually, he was sacked.
It got to a point in time, instead of me going on air, I wouldn't go. I would say, Mufti Dabri, Najib, it is a good play for me. So it got to a point in time, despite says, no, it seems this guy has lost it, has lost focus. And apparently I was relieved of my duties.
Not only did Noah King lose his job, he also lost his family and resorted to sleeping in slums.
One day I went to town, and then before I came back, she packed bag and baggages and left unceremoniously with a young chap, Jaden, and they left. And when I came, I said, oh yes, beautiful. I love it that you guys went. Wow. Reasons being that the little that I have, I can use it to satisfy myself again.
But Noah King is not the only Ghanaian creative that has suffered the scourge of drug addiction. Kiki Jan, Timothy Benton, O.J. Black, Nasty, Lord Kenya, Akufo-Addo, Sugar Tone, and Red Eye of Too Tough fame have been in this situation. While some are able to overcome it, the addiction knocks others into penury and in extreme cases, death. But the big question is, which drugs are commonly abused? Dr. Julius Hatcher, a psychiatrist and clinical coordinator of the Pantan Hospital, tells me more.
Commonly, what we are seeing, and the most common substance all around the world, is alcohol. Alcohol is a very, very toxic drug. Unfortunately, it's among all of them the most legal and illicit of the drugs. Yes, whenever you see adverts on TV about liquor or any bitters containing alcohol, they say 18 years and above. But who really checks for ID cards whenever alcohol is being purchased? So alcohol still continues to remain the most predominantly used substance or drug for that matter. Cannabis comes soon after that in our setting, where people use and are able to get at very cheap prices, 2 cedis, 5 cedis, and they are good to go. They still enjoy their high. And then you have the cigarettes or the nicotines around.
This is the Chosen Rehab Center, a facility that offers help to mentally challenged individuals. This was where Red Eye of Two Top fame, after battling drug addiction in 2023, got relief.
The use of drugs is one big problem bedeviling the creative industry. A lot of creatives the world over have lost their lives, their sanity, and their livelihood through drugs. But what really pushes them into this act? Let's find out.
The center has a music recording studio, a computer lab, a gym, and an open area suitable for prayer meetings. The Chief Executive Officer of Chosen Rehab Center, Apostle Daniel Kobe Washington, tells me about some of the things that drive creatives into drug use.
Because the brain never rests. Creatives, their brain never rests. They are inquisitive. They want to know more. They want to unfold or uncover, release things that somebody will be like, wow, how did he get to that frequency? How did he get this song? How did he come up with this movie? How did he write that book? You know, because the normal thing is, it doesn't give nobody an high. Something that is common, nobody wants to fall for it. But you want to come up with something different. And that is why they start experimental abuse or drugs. Let me do some weed. Let me do some alcohol. They have the different ways to do that. But the weed is known that it's supposed to broaden or open them up.
According to satirist Kweku Sintim Misa, popularly known as KSM, the biggest push for drug use among talents in the creative industry is the ability of the drugs to evoke wild creative ideas.
They tell you that drugs will enlarge your creative horizon. There are so many things that you can create and do that under normal circumstances you will not be able to. And surprisingly, there's some truth to it.
For most people who use illicit drugs, they start as children or teenagers. The late Lynx Entertainment signee, OJ Black, is one of those who got trapped in the act when he was but a little boy.
I started smoking when I was very young, very, very little. I started at the age of 11.
11 years?
Yes.
Who introduced you?
No one.
How did it happen?
So I was in the boarding house, and sometimes you see the security, what we used to call watchmen.
Yeah.
Smoking around, seated in their jackets, smoking, and I was talking to one of my friend who like, hey Charlie, you see the way this food is smoked, you know? It was like, oh, you go feed smoking, and that was how it started.
I want to sing for the world, sing for my country.
Good.
So if I sing and you don't pay me, I don't lose. If you know what you are doing and what the talent is and what it's worth, it's not for the peanut the person is going to give you.
Good. Nasty, a former member of the Lifetime Family Music Group, tells me that his relationship with drugs was best during his time in Adisadel College. Little did he know that what made him high for a moment would ruin his life forever.
This whole thing started in school. You understand? This whole drug thing started in school. I studied and then disco guys say me selling out. And I'm trying to say about my life story. That these two guys are telling me that because I went to Adisadel, I'm selling Adisadel College guys out. But I'm not gonna lie. I started these drugs around at the year 19. I was a little kid. I was a little bit stubborn because Charlie, and you need something strong. I don't worry. So far as my motive is to stop drugs, I don't want any drug conversation because right now, I'm trying to say no to it more than going to rehab, or they should tight me. They don't want me. You understand? Say no to it. You have the money in your pocket. You say no, you won't buy it. That is real rehab.
Dr. Julius Hatcher says drugs impede the normal functioning of the brain.
The whole concept or the whole idea of drug is that it has got a biological basis. Addiction now demonstrates a biological basis, making it clear that any time that anyone uses any of these drugs or substances of abuse, the brain itself gets affected. It halts the maturation of the brain, and to some extent it even causes the brain's maturation to regress. So certain social skills that you would expect that a person will acquire at a certain stage, because of the use of drug, they may not gain or acquire it.
That notwithstanding, the general perception that drugs boost the confidence of creatives is rife among entertainers. Although Noah King agrees with this notion, he cautions that the consequences are dire.
On the prelims, you would do better. Because you can imagine when you are behind the turntable and being highly spirits and the music is going on, and you want to scratch, you want to do this, you talk, you get to the euphoria. So I always have the intuition that no, when I don't get high, I can't perform that well. But it will get to a stage and time where you will no longer use the drug for your work, but the drug will be using you.
For entertainers who depend on drugs for their creative activities, KSM, who admits to attempting drugs in the past, advises that the future is bleak. According to the venerated comedian, people who create works of art without external aids like drugs are usually more successful.
When you get on any drug, it can give you some amazing energy and some creative geniuses that can just boost you like this. You know?
Speaking from personal experience.
Can I finish?
Okay.
That can give you the boost. However, trust me, if you rely on your natural and to give yourself enough time, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. The deception is that one gives you an immediate thing that you can do, and you think, oh, this is it, this is the way out. But the more you do it, the more at the same time it destroys that capacity. So you can be the greatest creative and everything, but later on you realize that it brings you down again very, very, very fast. So my advice is don't depend on any external high to get creative, because it will give you just that boost. But you can't depend on that boost. Now the other question:
Did you ever try it? Any of those drugs?
I tried something. I tried something. Very, very minimal thing to test it. Actually, honestly, I did it. Say, okay, let me see how best it can help me to be creative. And the ideas that I got were all very, very wild. And to me, wow, this thing is amazing. It can give you ideas and things. But then once it starts dying down, then realize these were not wild ideas. These were stupid things. Yeah. But at that time, you don't care. You think it's, So for me, it doesn't work. And I think creatives, I believe in what they call the natural high.
Okay.
I believe in what they call the natural high. Creatives who stay natural and depend on the natural high are always more successful, and they have longevity than those who depend on the quick high thing. Yeah.
We pray in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
At the Chosen Rehab Center, Apostle Washington reveals a lot of the people who are brought to his facility for treatment are those who have artistic capabilities, a reason he decided to build a music studio at the premises.
We see that almost 50% of the people that comes in are musically inclined.
Oh, okay.
So either they sing or they rap, or some might say they play drums. So we realize that if we're having a lot of these people, then we need to put in the studio. And God being so good, my background is production. It's because I'm a Grammy-nominated producer in Sweden. So it was easy for me to put together the studio and to teach music lessons and music classes and how to beat making and all of that.
So you personally teach music?
I teach, yeah.
And you have others who help you to do that?
So I've trained a lot of guys. So the guys that you are seeing in the studios over there, they have been taught softwares like Pro Tools, Studio One, Logic, so they can use all these things and make their beats. And production helps because you need some kind of concentration, and if you are able to put the tones together, there's a certain high in it.
Wow.
So that can replace the highness for the drugs that you were feeling for.
For those who find themselves in this situation, all hope is not lost. Dr. Hache suggests ways to help people get out of drug use and its addiction.
In helping people who are into drugs or substance abuse, we have various strategies and approaches, and it's easier when you have the person you are dealing with appreciating the fact that they have a problem that needs to be treated, for that matter. Unfortunately, quite a number of the people who have substance use disorders or addiction issues do not even consider it as a problem until they may hit rock bottom. But once they do, what we do is that we have a process whereby we assess them, because drugs, like I have mentioned or alluded to in the past, have a myriad effect on the human being, and they may have a physical condition that is associated with the drug use. So they need a thorough medical examination, a thorough psychiatric examination, so that we identify some of the underlying medical conditions, some of the underlying psychiatric conditions. Then we can target treatment at them and probably focus subsequently on the drug use.
So, before you think about engaging in drugs to boost your creativity or for other recreational purposes, consider the harking effect it could have on your health, your finances, your family, and the community. Kwame Dazi, Joy News.
A silent epidemic festers in the shadows. This is beneath homes, schools, the vibrant markets and busy trotro stations all over the country. It is a crisis that gnaws at the very fabric, robbing Ghana of its future, one youth at a time. In this documentary, I will take you on a journey to two neighborhoods in Kumasi, known not for commerce, but for addiction, desperation and decay. Tinker Island and Colombia, the notorious drug hubs, as we unmark Ghana's drug epidemic.
When I drew time, when I say, I dear me to me bonum, no, I made the get the Kakrana.
According to a report by the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime, domestic drug consumption in Ghana has become an underreported phenomenon. Health professionals working at state-funded psychiatric hospital estimates that about 10% of inpatients and between 20% and 30% of outpatient cases are now linked to substance abuse. The Narcotics Control Commission reviews that there are about 50,000 drug users in Ghana, with 35,000 as students from junior high, senior high and tertiary institutions aged between 12 and 35 years, while the remaining 15,000 are adults, with 9,000 males and 6,000 females. These aren't just numbers, these are lives, futures and the very soul of the nation hanging in the balance.
We've realized that, especially some of our neighbors, neighboring countries, they have these clandestine labs, and some of them have been able to come into the country and establish some of these labs that we are still using intelligence to find out where they are. You know, they are also producing these synthetic substances which are also destroying the youth.
These drugs being abused are opioids, popularly known as red, suspected cocaine, marijuana or weed as locally known, among countless others.
The use of opioids is very, very, very high. Mr. Speaker, conservative estimate, in every constituency, you can have about 100,000 youth engaged in the use of this opioid. So we have about 276,000 youth have been exposed to this use of opioids. Mr. Speaker, rhetorically, Mr. Speaker, the new opioid substance is what we call red. Mr. Speaker, we need red. We need red. It is the new opioid substance that is being abused.
This is what leaves the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, worried.
Brigadier Commander, in the next 6 months, if you are able to do something for me, I'll be so happy. And I know the Zongo Mensah Divisional Commander is here. You know, we have a place in Kumasi here around Alaba that is so unpopular. They call it Tinker. That's the task that I want to see. That to welcome me, to show that the Interior Minister is from this region. I want Tinker to be a thing of the past in the next 6 months. And I'll be very, very happy.
Our journey takes us deep into the heart of places tagged as drug hubs, beginning with Tinker Island. This hub has, for decades, defied efforts to be eradicated. I have met these three addicts, leading me into one of the many ghettos in the island, but they demand 10 Ghana cedis before taking the risk. They tell me that navigating the area requires a deep understanding of its unwritten rules. Here, drug dealers operate with an almost open defiance. Our aim is to engage them, to understand their world, and if possible, to spot the elusive cartel that fuels this relentless trade. It was a long journey to a very short distance, which is believed to help them blow the whistle. Finally, we have access to this uncompleted building where some of the addicts stared blankly and a few, despite the cameras, continued injecting, snorting and inhaling while I engaged their masters to plead for an interview. Finally, we have been granted the permit to speak to some of the addicts. I begin with 26-year-old Rich Diddy, not his real name, who is already holding 2 tablets of opioid. This will be his second take for the day.
He tells me that he started this in class 6 at age 13 after his friend introduced him to Tinker Island.
This, what drug is this?
This one is a red.
Red?
225.
225?
Red.
Why?
This one is they call Unim Red.
Unim Red? Why do you take red?
Because I used to work, they make me work hard to do something like the thing I cannot do itself. I can do it very hard.
For 13 years now, Rich Diddy has been a consistent abuser of opioids, cocaine, marijuana, among others. He is also into alcoholism. He has been to the hospital and has been told about his poor health condition, but says he is unable to stop taking drugs. Seated next to Rich Diddy is 40-year-old Ghetto Lord, not his real name, who has been into drugs for 15 years now. Despite being a father of 3, he tells me his wife has rejected him because of his addiction. Ghetto Lord is a chronic weed smoker and he finds it difficult to stop taking drugs even in a day. He is convinced that very soon he could die.
That's what my name George.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, wear cigarettes. Like rough man.
I didn't know we.
Tell me no. I'm pom ye de kakra, but at long last no mama emre. Sisi kura de amami bo kura me ba be wu.
Uba be wu.
Na de ko de ofa no de.
Na unim se uba be wu na wono.
Say su manya mo bia me ntimi fa for so nyai.
Ntimi njai.
You be bo ane kakra.
Just across town lies Colombia, a name that conjures images of South American drug cartels, and perhaps rightly so. But in Kumasi's Colombia, the scent of burnt substances mingles with the stench of despair. We have our cameras down, filming secretly. We need a permit. These uncompleted buildings, abandoned by their owners, have been claimed, transformed into grim sanctuaries, or rather, prisons for addicts. The air here hangs heavy with the acrid smell of smoke. After some time, we are permitted to film. After doing so, we are allowed to enter the office of the ghetto. Despite the cameras, some are seen crushing tramadol tablets into fine powder using coins or broken glass, mixing it with energy drinks or codeine-laced syrups before gulping it down. Others roll marijuana in old newspapers or scrap pages from books, licking the edges to seal the joints. Nearby, others prepare heroin and other opioids, drawing the liquefied drugs into syringes, inhaling, sniffing, injecting, each method tailored to the high they crave.
Today we've come to the inner perimeter of Colombia to interact with the gang members and the gang leaders themselves, and then find out from them the engagement or their act of taking in illicit drugs, what brought them here, and if whether or not they are aware of the consequences or the repercussions.
50-year-old Patrick is the president of the ghetto. For 32 years, he has been into drug peddling, moving from one ghetto to another, but now stays permanently with his friends at Colombia. Usually the most feared and highest of the crew, he oversees all operations from who gets which corner to smoke, to settling disputes over stolen slippers and missing sachets of weed. His cabinet, a circle of addicts and dealers who nod vigorously to whatever he says.
My Oma 5, my warrior, my Mireu. Banana 5.
For how long, what shall I say, or shall I say, drugs?
I'm trained drug on 93.
1993?
1993, I'm trained drug.
How many years in your Cabo?
Cover 30 years. I check 2 years. I check.
Drugs, no, I had an room.
I had done for drug there. So, but train, I did be up a soul train. I will say, be I had done for.
Let me be say, drugs been in Yama Ben, I would me fab.
Menum red. Oh, menum blue. Menum cookie. Menum apatashi. Menum we. I did be a blue.
No man. Then a yo and I didn't crown on.
One of my to a black bonus, my own cassa, how we are saying. Say, what do I how that? adena wo me how kakraka and so on am na wonum bia so why pusa.
In the ghetto, they have leadership, and then the hierarchy is very much important that you cannot skip. The ghetto leader himself is here, and he takes them through everything that they have to do, the regulations of the ghetto, and the ghetto president is also here. But the leader operates and gives out the drug. Let's interact with him. Ghetto leader.
But you make sure say obi fire le ensan free baby emwura ade nim a be haye
acheche de wo nyina che we ye den
so a obi won hu say so enye we so say cigarette ya twa na we so e ma no oba bi wo ma say bi ni hia ujimu say oble yeso man pe pa. Yes, say you to be more bad now. What you know is a game night. They also, and we say, your name was already as a book. We are your whole many politics. Adriana, we say you and be a didi, and I had a woman.
Knowing the repercussions of his action, he is worried about young people abusing drugs. He shared an advice.
Grandpa mobile teen for no. Teen for now mobile man and your man going man going is dangerous. A pan who free on a cocoa mammy was answered 5 city of mammy could do. When I'm me slow my button we are moment in mount. A foot on Tamano when they my yeah, I'm far. Me say I cram it now say me say me super and program mesu. Me twana mesu. Bebe kubolo life it me dem slow mo tramadol drug we and sandy and alcohol thing bia any circumstances bia dem be nyam din slow mo de ma me to me chewe no na yes as a we ne shementi me am ni dem slepa me am nyina me say obi adwuma nchi obi akono de me dem se manya no ho nti manya no na America no say wunya no ho ya. But the man say was over manya who say Oma. Nation Manyam Timber show my men Oma and Uniam.
A major police soup takes us back into the belly of the beast, the drug selling point of Tinker Island, which also serves as the home for some of the addicts. This then has become breeding grounds for hooliganism, crime and violence. Meet Vera, a young woman whose youth has been swallowed by addiction and is currently serving as one of the masters in the den. She is only 26, but the wear on her face tells a story of hardship far beyond her years. Night after night, she sells her body to buy the very substance that is killing her slowly.
If you say no, what Tinker Island?
If you are me one day, for 3 years.
Why they do ra?
Miss na my be ana metena nche. Fine. No dey ochiche mi wura.
I'm a pay any am be na wa fasa.
Oh, me sorry nche dey ba. Tani me dey macho. Tai.
When I'm to say no pay.
Ah, we dey nyane nko ade a wona metwetwe. Wo beti pain. Oh, body mu.
Edin no mudi ni mu.
Vera.
Vera wow.
Ma obako.
O ma me no papa we.
O ma me no papa de o mu ni wade.
Na ede na wunye sika de beto enwe wo ye adwuma.
Oh. Enya adwuma de ba oba de. So de be bokro no de. Oh.
Kwa be so na afa so de nyesika.
Me so wo de be kwa ko oba de untimi ko wiale. Ese bia be ma be do wa na se onene na onene ye together. Onu betima to bia de. Ama. Apart from that, untimi ka se ko bokro no. Oba de kono fatal.
DSP Godwin Ahianyo is the Ashanti Regional Police PRO.
The command has resolved to do or plan to undertake is forming a team, as in getting our men to be on the ground. So there was a possibility that the FPU base will be created. They will have an FPU base where our men will be there 24/7, so that they ward off these criminals and these users of these illicit drugs.
Now, it is a very big place. It is more of like a community on its own. That is what Tenka Island looks like. Now, you can see a gentleman who has taken lots of drugs. As a matter of fact, he's asleep. You can see some of them, the addicts all over this place. Even on their refuse dump, you can see substances. Some wraps are here, matches, cigarettes, and we've even spotted some items suspected to be cocaine, what they call the tie. And anybody you see here is an addict.
The Ashanti Regional Director of the Narcotics Control Commission, Samuel Yeboah, provides a sobering account of the country's escalating drug crisis. He highlights the proliferation of illicit substances such as cannabis, heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, MDMA, and codeine, which have been seized in significant quantities between 2021 and 2024 alone.
When we're talking about substances abuse, if you're talking about those that are being trafficked into the country, they are basically cocaine, heroin, and sometimes methamphetamine. But I must say that when we are talking about substances abuse, there are so many substances people are abusing in the country. Okay, now I think what is popular now is red. I mean the opioids. You find it almost everywhere. Okay, apart from that, we know that something like because it is grown here, unlike cocaine and heroin that are produced outside and brought into the country. Okay, these things are here. And then we also have an issue with some drugs we call synthetic drugs. I mentioned methamphetamine, for instance. Okay, we've realized that especially some of our neighboring countries, they have these clandestine labs, and some of them have been able to come into the country and establish some of these labs.
He added that 70% of drug addicts impounded so far are youth of school-going age.
Most of the people who use drugs, per our records, about 70%. Okay, the statistics that we have, about 70% of people who use drugs are the youth.
I have come to the psychiatric department of the Akufo-Addo Teaching Hospital to speak to a specialist psychiatrist, Dr. Evans Mensah.
Substances are basically anything that can do that. So, in essence, things like food, things you do for enjoyment and all that, they help your brain to produce something called dopamine. Okay, and it makes you feel good. So these substances are, in a way, chemicals that are able to also make your body produce those things. So you get addicted to that kind of high feeling.
While showing me some of the addicts undergoing mental treatment, she explains how the uncontrolled addiction affects the lives of numerous individuals daily.
A lot of people get introduced into substances when they are their earlier ages. Okay, so around 13, 14, 15. Also because the adolescent's brain is more malleable.
Veronica, not her real name, is one of the addicts receiving treatment at Cath. She got hooked to drugs after her ex-boyfriend introduced her to it in Accra. Under the condition to keep her identity anonymous, she tells me how it all started.
It was through my ex-boyfriend. I was at Accra, and he was also a driver to one politician. So like the girl was having money. So anytime like I go there, we feel like we're having sex. Just want to get high. And when I was starting, I started with cigarettes. That's for more. It's not only like you just mixed the cigarettes with the drug. So anytime I just take the cigarette, it look different. If I just get out from that side, from her side, I go and buy myself my own cigarette more white. I take it, the taste also looks different. So one day I asked him, what's inside the cigarette that I used to give him? He said, oh, it's this. It's cocaine. It means I took it for 2 years.
In a very sober mood, she admits that the recovery process hasn't been easy.
Hey, suffocation. What was it? So, the way I'm suffering, you can ask the madam, the doctors, and the patients around here. I don't sleep at night. And even there's some fusion, if they put it on me, I will cry throughout before the fusion will just went up. It's like there is a soul inside my body. So anytime the fusion gets to my body, then they just start to eat me.
Kenneth Edukwachi is a pharmacist in Kumasi. He explains the essence of drugs such as opioids and how it leads to addiction.
Medication that are given for moderate to severe pain. Yes, so after the person is done with, let's say, the pain management, when you are taking opioids help with the release of something called dopamine. So dopamine release causes euphoria, causes pleasure, causes excitement, and after the pain has subsided, maybe they experience the fact that there were some pleasure or excitement when taking these medications, and I'll go ahead and take it. I'll continue taking it because of the pleasure that it's giving me.
According to him, there is a significant surge in the purchase of opioids among young people, especially on the streets, indicating the essence of regulations.
These drugs are deadly and we have to be careful. We have to get a regulation to help us regulate these drugs very, very well. Very, very well. Because there are people on the market who are selling it without any knowledge of the opioid. We call them opioid naive people.
The Over-the-Counter Drug Sellers Association has started a campaign against pharmacies engaging in the sale of hard drugs. National President Alhaji Hassan Kabo is worried about the illicit use of drugs amongst the youth and the continual sale of these hard drugs in pharmacies.
I pledge today with all my members in Ashanti region, numbering close to 4,000, that we shall never ever sell these opioid drugs, tramadol, red, and so on and so forth. We will never ever sell it. And we hope with this pledge, all the members who abide by it.
Acting Registrar of the Pharmacy Council, Michael Kudubon, has noted that while these opioids are legitimate medication for moderate pain, their abuse is a significant concern.
The opioids are not bad medications. They are meant for moderate to mild pain. But then, like I indicated, if it's abuse, that is where the problem is. So to wake up to find out that people are using the medication not for medical purpose, but for recreational purpose, it is worrying. Because what it therefore means is that if we exhaust all the medicine in the hospitals, then you and I, when we find ourselves in the hospital one day, where we need those medications for medical purposes, we will not get. So it's a worrying concern for all of us.
He's advocating for a complete stop in the sale of opioids.
So we want to drum home the message that not only should they not stock the product, but they should also be advocates of life, because abuse of tramadol and all the opioids is tantamount to death. So we want to ensure that they understand their limits, they understand their role in the fight against the abuse.
The Ashanti Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority, John Lai Ode-Teti, says the FDA is collaborating with relevant agencies to curb the illegal importation of opioids. He acknowledged the issues with misuse and unregistered imports.
We are collaborating with the relevant stake agencies to ensure that we clamp down on the misuse and the illegal importation of such medicines. it must be stated clearly that tramadol is not a poisonous product or banned. Just that the misuse and the fact that some come in illegally and for that matter are not registered with the authority is what we are drumming home.
But the big question is, who supplies these drugs to the consumers?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. I see like we people we used to buy those things. We are insane. Because going to buy something that's wrapped, you don't know what's inside, you don't know the quantity, you don't know how it is. You just take money, go buy.
While this doesn't really answer the question, the Ashanti Regional Director of NACOC, Samuel Yeboah, underscores the role of neighboring countries in this crisis, noting that Ghana has become a transit point for drugs produced elsewhere.
Recently, we've been making some arrests at the Kotoka International Airport. I must say that, this is one of the indicators that point to the fact that drug trafficking is on the increase, because the more people try to cross the airports and they are arrested, it just tells us trafficking is on the rise.
Dr. Jones Opokuwari is a criminologist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He has spent years studying the interplay between crime and societal decay, and now he's raising an urgent alarm on how such abuses of drugs contribute to crime in the society.
I mean, studies have always found a positive, correlation between use of illicit drugs and crime, especially robberies. Okay, there are so many research within the crime literature that establish this link. So whatever the women are saying on the ground and the people are saying on the ground may be true, because sometimes criminals will need some, form of boosters, as it were, to be able to carry out the kind of activities that they want to carry. So for instance, if it's about robberies, some of them have to be high to be able to execute the kind of things they want to execute, because if you look at them, maybe naturally, if they are supposed to operate with their natural senses, they may not be able to carry out the things they want to do because those operations are mostly very deadly.
70% of the youth are estimated to be consumers of illicit drugs. Think about that number. Think about the potentials being consumed by these shadows. This isn't just a story about drugs. It's a story about survival, desperation, and the urgent call for a future where hope, not addiction, is the most potent force.
It's not good for any young one to get in contact with this. You understand? Yeah, so what I can say is everyone should abstain. Any youth should abstain from drugs, because illicit drugs is not good for mankind to use.
The question remains, how do we reclaim our youth from this unyielding grip? How do we turn the tide before these shadows engulf an entire generation, if we can't even identify the ideal faces behind the supply of these drugs?
Mining can create jobs and mining can generate wealth, but it cannot and must not do so at the expense of damaging the very environment that produces the riches.
Some of us are complicit, we are benefiting from it, and some of us, we know, just keep quiet and suffer quiet.
Time ago, it caused a harm to a lot of people, but because of we not getting it in doing as our job, that is why we are still doing this.
Aka kwa aka said I come on yedma ho bad said the edma bi en went na yes here den edma sa no.
I can't buy excavator, but the ministers and the MPs you can do that. So we are saying
na na bia otu bia we twa asase o de yegalam say bia wo so fu a wo bu an ho for say why boy.
Distraction for gold.
At Wasa Dadieso in the Western region, we encountered one of such mining expeditions at the edge of the town, very close to the main road. A bird's eye view revealed deep excavation in the town. They call it Wasaman mining. We were not allowed to film close to the ground. The leader of the mining group, a middle-aged woman, popularly called Auntie Simpo, followed by some men, told us their work there is illegal. She told our news team they've paid 85,000 cedis in attempts to regularize their work.
When government requested the regularization of mining, we started the process and paid 850. We nearly got it registered, but we didn't get any support from our leaders. The MCE will not sign papers to get us through. Our leaders prefer we do this kind of mining in secret.
The environmental effects could be seen close to the roadside. Streams of mining residue flow down from the alluvial washing bays on the hill close to the main road. Houses at risk of collapse from deep excavation in the Wasa Dadieso area. For instance, on our way from the Bia River, we saw from the main Diaso Ayamfre Road active mining a few meters from the roadside. In what the operators described as community mining, a number of pumping machines and other earth-moving equipment were seen actively harming the earth away. Rugged, dusty, and riddled with potholes, this is the Pristia Bogoso Road, leading to our next stop, River Ankobra. Flowing about 190 kilometers south to the Gulf of Guinea, the once beautiful water source has changed to a highly polluted milky brown. The Ghana Water Resources Commission's turbidity values for February 2022 pegs the turbidity level for the Ankobra River at 3,260 at the Pristia catch point. The pollution is visible on the Pristia Heman Bridge. But why has various interventions aimed at fighting illegal mining failed? Chairman of the Upper East Branch of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners, Robert Tampuari, holds this view.
So many questions have been asked, who is behind this? And the blame will say that it's the small-scale miners and the illegal miners, they are all the same. But we are not the same. But sometimes, if you don't have the way out, people may give you a bad name. And I think that we have been several platforms, some of us always mention that the security is not the solution to the problem in illegal mining in this country. The duty of the security is to keep this country clean and keep the mining sector clean for everybody to enjoy as the way we all came and met it. The security will be there with their numbers and the bad things are still continue doing. Last year, the government of Ghana organized this program. What happened, and we're still seeing what my brother Erastus Saredoko is showing us on this.
Many of the interventions by successive governments have centered on the use of the security agencies, arrest, and few successful prosecutions. Experts believe the application of force has not yielded the desired results.
Government seems to be working, or the institutions seem to be working, but we are not seeing the desired result.
Dr. Rejoice Rekunjebi is a lecturer at the Department of Planning and Sustainability at the University of Energy and Natural Resources, Sunyani. She has been researching into the challenges confronting artisanal small-scale mining in Ghana.
I believe that we need to change things. We need to stop using force and brutality. We need to stop the one form of training and then do a whole comprehensive thing to be able to manage the situation. If not, we'll do this today, tomorrow we'll come back to the same thing and we'll still be talking.
This machine was introduced by the Chinese. It's called the Shanfang. When mounted on a raft, miners are able to mine directly on a water source. They use it to dig and wash samples directly from the riverbed. It is a major water polluting tool. The Ofin River has been a direct effect of this type of mining. The river is now a pale shadow of itself, looking lifeless.
So this is the Ofin River. And it will shock you to know that this used to be very, very clean. But now, as in this bottle, you could see the color of the river. Highly polluted, according to the Ghana Water Resources Commission data released recently.
Samples tested by the Water Resources Commission at the Odaso catchment area of the Ofin in February 2022 recorded 1,534 NTU, described as highly polluted. The Lands Ministry says it has recently seized over 800 of these machines on the Ofin. But a recent trip to Abesua, Abumpe, Beposo, all in the Achumampunua districts of Ashanti showed over 200 of these machines actively mining on the Ofin River. Deputy Lands Minister Benito Owusu-Bio answers why.
We had a lot of challenges because you get to the place where the river is, and these people are in the middle of the river. We had no means of getting to them, and you cannot shoot them. These are Ghanaians. So there were instances where they will stand on their boats and wave at us. And I'll say we had, we were helpless at it.
Miners, in many instances, have exposed water bodies to heavy metal contamination, exposing communities to unsafe water. The situation is evident in research conducted on soil samples from the Pra River Basin by a scientist with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Exploration of hazard indices revealed that human beings are at risk in terms of this activity that goes on in the environment.
Eugene Ansah, as part of his PhD thesis, assessed the impact of artisanal gold mining activities on the environmental quality of the basin. The metal concentrations were found to be higher than the World Health Organization threshold for safe drinking water.
In terms of quantities that were obtained, they were found to be above the World Health Organization standards per the metal content being arsenic, cadmium, cobalt, copper, nickel, lead and zinc in the water column. However, these concentrations were also explored from the soil and sediment samples, and their threshold limits were compared to standards. It was revealed that all the standards that was compared with, including established background concentrations of metals in Ghanaian soil, the current levels in the Praia River Basin were above them.
Despite Ghana being a signatory to the Minamata Convention, highlights of which include a ban on new mercury mines and the phasing out of existing ones, the use of mercury in artisanal mining is still a major feature in Ghana. We found indications of the use and discharge of mercury into the environment on our visit to the mining sites within the Odahon Forest Enclave at Manso Tontokrum in the Ashanti region.
If you look on the floor here, you can see this mercury dropped on the floor. And these pipes, looking at where it's going, it's leading to, let's say, another source of water. So all these things going into the water and people going to drink is going to be harmful to them.
The UNEP global emission will say that about 37% of mercury comes from ASM. And in Ghana, we have 91.3% out of the various sources of mercury coming from ASM.
Dr. Lisa Yevuga is a scientist with the University of Energy and Natural Resources. She has been researching into the use of mercury in artisanal mining in Ghana.
Ghana has become a gateway for mercury access within the country. Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, they are all getting their mercury from Ghana. As to how legal or illegal it is, I cannot talk about it. The usage in some parts of the country where the mining activities are going on is quite scary. This is very toxic. As it goes into the system, it's very carcinogenic. So it affects your neurological it causes neurological disorder, it affects the liver, the kidney, and for pregnant women, it affects the fetus, leading to disabled children. In water, we have what we call bioaccumulation. The fishes take it in, and then it accumulates in their body. Now, bigger fish feed on smaller fish, and then the magnification is bigger. And human beings also go in for this fish, and then we eat it. And that even makes it worse for us.
These nature crimes affect agriculture. These polluted water sources cannot be used for farming. The landscape is converted to pits and gullies, making farming impossible in affected areas. One major crop affected by irresponsible mining in Ghana is cocoa. Many farmers are either forced or made to voluntarily sell off cocoa farms for between 5,000 and 30,000 Ghana cedis.
The illegal miners dig in the water sources at people's cocoa farms. All the places they are mining used to be cocoa farms. They sell 1 acre of cocoa farm for 15,000 cedis. If they need money, they accept 10,000 to clear the farms.
At Enyinamso, these farmers pleaded with our news team to appeal to authorities to help drive illegal miners from destroying their farms.
So this is what remains of the river Enyinam. And as you can see, it has been stopped right here, and the miners are now digging deep within the riverbed itself. And so it is denying farmers here water to water their crops and even use it to spray their cocoa farms.
I don't have access to my farm. These pits they have dug around the farm will force the stream to overflow and submerge my farm. They want us to sell the cocoa farm to them. But we say no, because money from Galamsey will be gone in moments, but the fruits of the farm will endure for years for my descendants to benefit.
Even after our reports, no action was taken, and some of the farmers were forced to sell their farms after trenches were dug around them.
If there's any eventuality, it is the chief of the town who will be held responsible and not the one who sold the land. We want them to stop mining, or else we rally the people to storm the place to stop them.
At Achiase in the Dwabin municipality of the Ashanti region, traditional authorities had to take a stand against miners who were mining and polluting the river Anuru and destroying a once beautiful farming valley.
The fantasy
Previously, I could use 4 acres to grow okra, 2 acres for rice, and continue to farm on the land all year round. But now, if you look at how the land has been destroyed, is it possible to grow anything here? Presently, I can't work here anymore.
Experts believe Ghana is heading towards a future blacklist of its gold due to the illegal processes involved in the small-scale mining sector.
The world wants to see that livelihood of people are not impacted upon, and that people do not make their monies out of any means without it being monitored.
Professor Emmanuel Ahin is a professor of applied geology.
What they are considering is not just because people are killing people, others to get the gold, but they are looking at how the gold is exploited.
The current devastation of forest reserves and pollution of water bodies in search of gold could lead to a ban on Ghana's gold. Director of Research for the Ghana Chamber of Bullion Traders, Henry Osei, says the prevailing environmental circumstances spells doom for Ghana.
It is a reality. I mean, it's happened to us in diamonds twice when the UN gave us the order to go on to the Kimberley process certificate. Now the gold industry is being handled by the LBMA, and they are all concerned about the devastation of the environment. And because of technology, by their standard based on the OECD, you even have to indicate the GPS coordinates of every mine that you buy your gold from. And they are not getting all this information, which means that the gold is coming from illicit source. You cannot prove that it was mined responsibly. And on the basis of that, now Dubai, which used to be the alternative when we were banned in 2013 by the Europeans and Americans, are also being squeezed to go by these same standards, which they were even fighting against in the past. So for this year, the KYC forms that came from Dubai were even more stringent than what it used to be in the past. So gradually they are squeezing us out.
Irresponsible mining is a contributor to climate change. The activities of mining itself, using diesel-powered engines with the production of oxides of nitrogen, sulfur and carbon, have their own consequence. Scientists have found that turbidity has a positive correlation with temperature. Dr. Anthony Osei Chumesi is a hydrologist and senior lecturer with the Kumasi Technical University.
Turbid waters have a direct relationship with the temperatures. For example, turbid waters absorb more energy from the solar radiation than normal ordinary waters. So what happens is that they tend to increase the surface temperatures of these turbid waters. So in the process, they create localized warming along the local areas. For that matter, it affects the climate in a certain sense.
Global Forest Watch data indicates that between 2001 and 2021, trees sitting on 1.41 million hectares of land, tree cover, were destroyed across Ghana. 1.41 million hectares of land is equal to about half the size of the entire Ashanti region, which is about 2.4 million hectares. This represents 20% of all the land in Ghana that has had trees sitting on them since the country came into existence. Though the data doesn't state what percentage of this is caused by mining, this 2018 drone footage showing miles of degraded forest in the western region gives an inkling of the contribution of irresponsible mining. Our visits to the Apamprama Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region, Tabosre and Ankwaso Forest in the western region reveals the devastation caused by miners supersedes what illegal loggers do to the country's forests. The situation, the Forestry Commission says, has got them paying more attention to irresponsible mining in forests in recent times. John Aloti is the Chief Executive Officer of the Commission.
The focus has been on illegal logging, prevention of fire outbreak, and also looking at the livelihoods and other non-forest products that we find in the non-timber forest products that we find in the forest. But now we have to deal with illegal mining. It's become even bigger because the impact is more pronounced than illegal logging.
On August 17th this year, the Minerals Commission in a press release stated that the Lands Minister has not issued any license for minerals prospecting in any forest reserve. The release, signed by Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Martin Aisi, referred to a letter by Akonta Mining Limited dated August 8, 2022, which was an application for an entry permit to enter the Tanonimre Forest Reserve at Samreboy in the Western Region. The release said the application must be processed, quote, subject to the Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Directive on Mining in Forest Reserve. But even before the Lands Ministry would indicate publicly its position on the application, our checks indicate active mining in the Tanonimre Forest Reserve. A visit to the forest revealed large portions of the reserve already mined and degraded. This drone footage taken few days ago shows active mining linked to Akonta Mining Limited under the protection of armed personnel.